Alright, this is going to be a test of my voice really quickly to make sure that Twitch is working. Oh, I guess it's really quick. It's just immediate. Oh, I guess it's really quick. It's very live. Oh, I guess it's really quick. It's very live. Oh, I guess it's really quick. There's almost no delay. You can hear it. There's almost no delay. You can hear it. There's almost no delay. Now let's check the YouTube. YouTube's a little bit further behind. Listen. You can hear it. There's almost no delay. Now let's check the YouTube. YouTube's a little bit further behind. Listen. That was a while ago. There's almost no delay. Now let's check the YouTube. YouTube's a little bit further behind. Listen. That was a while ago. There's almost no... It's almost like an 8-second or so delay with YouTube, but on Twitch there's like no delay at all. Listen to this. Ready? Twitch right now. Listen to this. Ready? Twitch right now. It's like exactly the same. That's why I mess with this a bit, because I check Twitch first and then I check YouTube after delayed, because YouTube is not like as live. It's not as live. It's a little bit more of a delay than Twitch is. Anyway, all right. That's a little bit of behind the scenes for you before we actually get into this. So. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and give my intro for the other channel, for my Clips channel. So, what's up guys? I'm the Blue Titan and welcome to another episode of Darkest Dungeon. So before I get into things, if you'd like to see highly edited, shorter form content that's highlight in nature, that's more for the purpose of discovery to kind of get you excited and to also catch you up on what happened in the last few episodes on the two channels, you can head on over to The Blue Titan Space Gaming, where I have shorts as well as clips of what happened on the full VODs channel. Those videos won't show everything, but the goal is to make it so that you see the big ideas of what happened. If we beat a boss that episode, if something funny happened, if something major happened that was not boss related, a new enemy approach that we hadn't seen before, we tried a new character out or did a deep dive into something we hadn't talked too much about. But if you'd like to see longer form content where I'm essentially talking at length about any number of topics, sometimes I get off topic, sometimes I start talking to my chat, which I usually scrub from my Clips videos. Sometimes I stutter over my talking, or I sit back in my chair frustrated with something bad that happened in the game. Sometimes I even have somebody knock at the door and I have to get up for a few seconds, or I have somebody ask me about something unrelated to the game entirely and we talk for 25 minutes about it. You can head on over to The Blue Titan Space Gaming Space VODs to see long form content like that, where I'm basically just going to have zero editing at all, and I'm just going to put the full live stream of what happened on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously, because I stream to both over on that channel. So again, The Blue Titan Space Gaming is for clips and shorts, for discoverability, for people who don't have enough time, you know, to watch the full video, because I get it, we all have lives. Lunch break, it's a great time, right? 10 to 15 minute long videos there. Or you can go over to The Blue Titan Space Gaming Space VODs if you want to watch full videos, because you feel like watching the entire thing through yourself, and I don't know, you're a weirdo that likes to hear me talk about the game. I don't know why you'd be that way, but sure, maybe so. You can head over, but anyway, I guess I'll stop that there. I don't want to insult my audience. I appreciate anybody that wants to watch, so, but I think that's going to be it for my intro. So we're going to go ahead and get into things. I don't have a master plan for what today's episode is going to be about. I'm going to be honest, yesterday things kind of got off a little bit, off the rails a bit, in a good way. We beat the flesh at the end of the episode, and then we were in a situation where we saw an opportunity to go do the Silence in the Crypts mission. And that Silence in the Crypts mission immediately led to us being able to go do the Necromancer, like the middle tier, the orange tier, the second form of the Necromancer, right? In this game, there are 3 tiers of every boss. You've got the base tier one that has an adjective followed by his name, like Necromancer, adjective Necromancer. Then the next one is just Necromancer. And then the higher tier version is like some other adjective Necromancer. It's like the middle one is kind of the real one, and the higher level one is like the roided, stronger version, roided up. And the bottom one is kind of like an intro level one. But we beat the second tier, which is kind of the middle, normal version of the Necromancer form. And we did it decisively, which was pretty cool. Then we further went, actually I might have got that a little out of order. We beat the Necromancer, and I think we had Silence in the Crypts happen, and then we actually fought the Prophet afterwards too. Yeah, that's right. We beat the Prophet right afterwards as well, which was amazing because... Oh, hey Cole, I didn't even see that you were in the chat. I appreciate you being here, buddy. Let me finish this real quick, but yeah, that's funny. Weirdo. That's funny. But we beat the Prophet, which was even more decisive. We beat the Necromancer, and that went well, but the Prophet went very well. I had this thought that the Crusader might be an interesting person to bring against the Prophet, despite the first time we fought against him And I'm going to talk about why that was and how, like, I thought about that a lot. I was really thinking about it yesterday, how crazy that whole situation was and how it worked out, and it went very well. The first time we fought against the Prophet, I went in there with 2 level 1s and 2 level 0s, and the guy was a green tier mission, which essentially means that you can bring in level 0s, 1s, and 2s against him. We weren't fully ready, and I even said, and I had been preaching multiple times in the chat, I said, hey guys, I don't want to go in here and fight these guys when our guys are levels 1s and 0s against bosses. There's no reason to do that, because the enemies are just going to punish you for not being prepared. It kind of like they slap you down for your hubris. You want to go in there fully geared, fully ready, take it seriously, and if you are, then you will be rewarded for it. If you aren't, you will be, as I said, humbled. And we were humbled the first time we fought against this. It was the sonorous Prophet, like the first tier of the Prophet. We lost 3 people, and our last guy got knocked to 0, and somehow we still won despite him being on 0 at death's door. We won, but at what cost? It was probably the most epic boss fight we had so far, but that was a while ago. This was our second chance to go up against him and kind of show him what for, and we actually tore him up. And I guess not to do too many spoilers here, but it's a video that's already happened. So I mean, if you haven't watched that and you're watching this, you're just watching things out of order. That's your own fault. I'll pause for half a second. You can go watch that now if you want to. All right, now if you're here, that's your fault. We fought against the sonorous Prophet, and we beat him mostly through the power of 2 characters, the Crusader, and through the insane one-hit wonder that was our Restalt Hellion here. And I'm going to tell you basically what happened. It's no surprise. This character, with Hot to Trot, hit the Prophet for 50 critical damage in 1 hit. First attack of the fight. 50. Now, that might seem like a crazy string of luck, but we actually kind of engineered it. The first thing is this character had Hot to Trot, which gave her plus 25% damage on the first round. Additionally, we had her consume, or we did a camping buff that buffed her and increased her crit chance. We gave her a few items that increased her crit chance and raw damage, and then we also used the holy water, I think. Maybe not the holy water, but we consumed the, actually, before that, the Necromancer is as well, who has a single slot that he takes up instead of 2, like a lot of bosses. Sometimes 3 bosses will take up. He only takes up 1. Now, the sonorous Prophet takes up that 1 slot in the very back, and then has pews in front of him, and if you destroy those pews, you can take them home as money. They're not as lucrative as, say, like a trapezahedron, which is like 3,500. They're only worth 2,500, but that's more than a full stack of gold. That's an antiquarian level stack of gold, right? 2,500 gold. And I talked about it, and I was kind of getting greedy the first time we fought against the Prophet. And I was thinking, well, we might be able to get one of these before we go. No. If we had just focused them down, we might have been able to escape with our lives. And instead, we lost 3 guys because I was trying to greed out for at least one of those pews, and we didn't get any of them. This time was different. This time we started the fight off. I had a huge plan. I brought in the Crusader, and I did something I would normally not do, because the Crusader can only hit slots 1 and 2 with his normal melee abilities. But I got to thinking about it, and I realized if you look at the Crusader's kit, he has this ability called Holy Lance that oftentimes you use as like a defensive measure to get back to the front line if you get forced into the back line. I hadn't thought about using it as essentially like a way to deal damage at the start of the fight. But what I did was I sat the Crusader in slot 4 before the fight started, and it started the fight off, and then just Crusader did the Holy Lance and attacked the back line, and then did it again, and then he got into slot 3, or got to slot 2, and then he couldn't do it anymore. But we brought, who was it? We brought Restalt, but we also brought one other character. I'm not sure if the character's in our list. You might have to watch the video. I'm trying to remember who the other person was. It was a Vestal, those other 2. Who was the 4th person? But the other person had the ability to jump back. Oh, I know who it was. It was actually Restalt. Restalt was it, Restalt, yeah, because my thought process was, if I have Breakthrough, I can move them around and they can keep switching spots. And then he can just keep on using his Holy Lance. We ended up not doing that game, like I'm talking about, because I thought it might be more damage if the Iron Swan, if she was up front, and that was right. But we did get the chance to use, that was the plan, and we did something different. We ended up with Iron Swan and 2 hits from the Holy Lance. The Holy Lance hit for 25 raw because it deals extra damage to Unholy, and that's what the Prophet is. He's Unholy. So between the 2 of them, they just the 2 of them over 2 rounds. Well, I mean 1 round for the the crazy Hellion that hit for 50. But between the two of them, they hit for 100 damage just between two of them over 2 rounds. It was disgusting. And we took him out with almost no trouble. In fact, I hit him super hard at the start of the fight, got him so low so fast that I inefficiently changed targets. I stopped attacking him because I was like, he's dead. He's almost dead already. And we haven't even been hit by the call. Nobody, like, people are on death's door, but I brought 3 people that could heal, and then the Vestal could heal everybody. And so I just kept healing and getting everybody's off death's door, which I had mentioned in the previous video when we fought against the Prophet the first time. I said, this group of guys doesn't have any heals. We're going to get punished for this. And we did. 2 people went to death's door. A person died. 2 more people were at death's door. They both died, and we just lost. Almost. Well, it felt like, that's how bad it was. It was traumatizing. We didn't lose, but it felt like it, even though we got out of there. But this time, we had all these heals and ways of getting people off death's door. We got him almost at 0 health, and then I said, you know what? I'm actually going to go for some pews. And I took all 3 pews out and then switched back and killed him and got out of there with no deaths, nothing, and it wasn't even stressful. And that just shows the difference between having a core group of guys. And this was on the 2nd tier boss, right? It wasn't the 1st tier where we almost lost. It was the 2nd tier. I did bring 3 level 4s, which is like the equivalent of bringing 3 level 2s against the lower tier, which, see, that difference in level scheme? We brought 3 level 4s and a level 3. The level 3 was the Vestal, but the Vestal wasn't attacking. The Vestal just kept healing. And it didn't matter one bit what health the people on the team were, as long as it wasn't 0. Because the Saunders Prophet's whole shtick is, I'm going to drop the columns on you, and then after that, I'm going to drop it on you again, and you're just going to instantly die. But since we had such high base max health, most of our characters could survive 2 column drops, and then just get healed off the death's door. It wouldn't even matter. So we crushed the Prophet the 2nd time around. It was nothing. And we walked out of there with quite a bit of money. And as you can, maybe you can't see this, if you look right now on my screen, I might actually do this. I don't usually do this because I don't like messing with stuff in the background while I'm playing. But I'm going to move my camera for a second here. You can look down here at the bottom and you can see we have 62,000 gold. I mean, that's a solid chunk of change. And my goal, I'm going to move it back down now. My goal was to put us in a position that we got to near 100,000, because if we got to 100,000 or so gold, then we could essentially generate 5% of that every week off of the bank, which is 5,000 gold, right? If we got to 100,000, and we would just be generating 5,000 gold a week passively, and then we always kept that buffer of that 100,000, we could essentially live off those, the interest. And then what I mean by live off it is any expenses I wanted to, make. Like, I come in here and I want to lock and fork on somebody, like, conservatively early games 1 or 2 a week, then we can essentially just never have to worry about dipping low. And then I can focus on gathering other resources during the missions. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time trying to perfectly gamify that. I'm not super worried about it. But what I'm saying is we're now in a position where money is no longer a pain point like it was earlier in the game, where we were spending an entire mission taking an antiquarian randomly with us because we just needed to gather some resources because we needed some money. But now we're actually walking around with quite a few rare items. We just got the Demon's Cauldron last episode. We got this Dazzling Mirror, which gives +4 speed against bloodsuckers and extra stun % against bloodsuckers, which is weird and unique, but useful if you really plan on bringing a stunner on your team. It's kind of strange. We talked a lot about that last episode. I probably spent about 10 minutes explaining how this item is cool and unique, but also weirdly positioned, because most of the people that are bloodsuckers already have really low stun resist or really prohibitively high stun resist, like the head crab guys. They have like a 200% stun resist chance, like you can't hit them no matter what. You're never going to stun those guys. And then the mosquitoes, they've got like 10% chance like stun resist, but their dodge is like 19. The problem with them is not stunning them. The problem with them is catching them. So I don't know about this item. Maybe the upper tier enemies this would be good against, but I'm still interested in it. It's like a better option. This is a better choice of an option on the Crusader, if I was going to bring the Crusader to that location, than the Paralyzer's Crest, right? It gives 4 speed instead of -2 dodge with the same amount of stun skill chance. It's just a raw better item if you were going to plan on bringing a stunner on your team. And there are other characters who this might be good on. I think it might be good on the Abomination if you combine it with like the Broken Key here. Because the Abomination, if you looked at the like a transference here, plus 20% stun skill chance, the plus 20% blight skill chance literally reads does nothing on that location, because nobody in their right mind is going to use blight against any of the bloodsuckers because they have such high blight resistance in the first place. There's no reason to even try that. Instead, I'd rather just lean into the character's strengths, and in this case that's giving the Abomination more speed, pretty good, because then he can switch forms and just start waylaying on people with his rake ability and just wipe them before they get the chance to get going. It's really nice. Like, rake is really good at that location against like mosquitoes, right? Because even if you miss one, you're probably going to catch the other. Just clip them, and then you're just the raw amount of targets you're hitting, and then your damage is going up every turn, even if you miss. And you're just doing a lot of damage. Is pretty strong. Not as good against the head crab guys because they're just raw like defense, but you can, as we learned in the last episode, you can remove their protection a little bit. I say we learned that. We did already know that with the occultist, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. I had kind of slept on a few of the mark abilities in this game, particularly Bondeville. I guess not Bondeville, this is a specific example, but the bounty hunter class having mark here, mark for death. This doesn't just mark a target, it also lowers their protection by 18%. And gives them some additional speed, which is cool too, but minus protection. Not only that, you've got the same thing, a more potent version of that, level for level, even though this is going to be a higher level character. Where's our Houndmaster? We have a level 5 Houndmaster now, by the way. On this mark, target whistle, minus 27% protection. Now this one is stronger because it's a higher level, but it's also raw at the same level stronger because it doesn't give him extra speed like the bounty hunters did. It just focuses on removing the protection. This is insane. Like, this ability, you can essentially completely strip somebody's protection in a fight and then just hit them for raw damage. My first time playing this game, I didn't pay that much attention to the protection thing as much. And so I'm really excited to see how this ability can help us as the game progresses, because from what I'm able to gather so far, as we've run up against harder enemies, what's become more apparent to me is enemies are gaining extra health and extra damage, but the thing that's annoying is they're also just randomly gaining armor or protection, armor. You understand my meaning. I think it's fair to call it armor, because we literally have characters who have an ability like this, armor piercing. Take to the face as armor piercing. What is armor in this game? The protection, right? Protection points. That comes from your armor. Even though they don't have armor as a stat, they have an ability that literally does armor piercing, so that's a little misleading. But yeah, stripping away their armor / protection, their protection, that's pretty cool. So, but yeah, the last episode, like I said, we were just kind of, I was expecting it to be just kind of a grindy, gather some resources thing, level up some people, but we ended up taking out the flesh. That might have been the night before that. Can't remember. Sometimes it blurs together when you're playing the game a few days in a row. But we fought against the flesh, and then after that, for sure, last night we beat the necromancer, and then followed that up by beating the prophet, and that was not expected. I did not expect to train one boss into the next and just run a train on both those guys, and just like do, just run through each one of them. That was kind of crazy. That was pretty cool. So anyway, that said, I did say in the last episode that my plan was to start this week a little inefficiently time-wise by picking from these 5 characters, a few of them, because there are 3 characters in this group I liked. I said I was going to do that today. I thought about doing it off camera because sometimes this can be a little bit of a slow process, but I think I can do this a little faster than normal because there are a few people we might remember in the last episode that I picked and I just threw on the team because we had slots to fill and there was nobody else there because I had aggressively been cutting. As an example, I think Font has an airing, which we don't care about at all because this character is doing mixed damage. Nocturnal, which is not good. And Witness, which is fine, but not worth keeping a character around for just Witness. I mean, Witness is good, but the only thing this character had going for her, the reason we picked her, was because she was level 1, and that just made it so we had to spend less money on random abilities. But I don't need this character. What I want to do is I want to see how many people I have of each class really quickly. So we were rolling with 3. That's right, because we had... That's right, we picked up Macy or whatever, had Photomania and Hard Noggin, which is really good. And I thought about dropping either Evil or Palmera, but these characters, I was like, well, you know, maybe I shouldn't do that because this character has, you know, some pretty good bad quirks to lock. He locked Infirm, which sucks, but if we get rid of Infirm and then he locks something like Unquiet Mind, you know, we'd be happy with this guy. There is an argument to be made, though, that I could just drop him because, and I talked about this in a previous episode too, Palmera, not Evil. But the reason I'd consider dropping Palmera is because we now have 3 lepers, 2 of the same tier too, and there's really no reason to have 2 at the same tier because I'm not going to be using them side by side most of the time when one's in the fight, the other one's not. So when I need one, I only need to tap on the back of one of them for help. I don't need both of them. And having one at a lower tier is probably better in general. Now, thinking about that, walking down the comp, we do have 2 classes, it looks like. We've got Burin here. He's got Clotter. Oh yeah, I remember this guy. He has Deviant Tastes, and he has Enlightened. So if we locked Clotter and got rid of Compulsive and Automatonophobia, then we'd actually be pretty happy with him. Fitton had Eldritch Slayer and he locked Ashen and Germaphobe. Yeah, we talked about how that's an issue. He might be the guy we drop. I'm actually okay with that because he locked Ashen and I'm a little irritated by that. I don't want that at all. He's got Risk Taker. So Eldritch Slayer, Eldritch Slayer is really good, but here on this guy I can, like, you know, lock Risk Taker, remove. This guy actually has a lot of bad going on. I'm gonna drop probably one of these guys. I might drop. Let's actually just do this. Let's drop Palmera here, even though Early Riser's been locked. I think because he doesn't. There's really no upside to keeping this character since we already have two. Let me look really quickly at who we're going to take in real fast here. I said I was interested in taking this Hellion because she had Scattering, which is a good thing to lock on her since she has 0 ranged ability, so this is a blank quirk that we could lock. And then she has Natural Swing, which is solid. Extra accuracy is just generically good. It's not great, but it's good. And we also have the Occultist. No, we don't care about the Occultist. We had, oh yeah, the Plague Doctor. The Plague Doctor had Beast Hater, which is solid, you know, and we don't actually have but one Plague Doctor. Like, we've been very unfortunate with Plague Doctor rolls, and the only Plague Doctor we have right now is Hippocratic, and then is locked. It has like Zoophobia and other. And Hippocratic is not what we want in this class. It's fine because he does have a heal, or she does have a heal, but really we want other abilities on this character, things like extra ranged accuracy, things like that, to make sure we land our Plague Grenades. So I'd like to actually get a good Plague Doctor and kind of speculate on one that's actually worth keeping forever, and a Beast Hater is a good solid start. And then I said I like Moddit. Moddit's cool here. A Natural Eye is kind of a little awkward because this character is half and half, and we talked about that last episode, how this character is like based on a snake, and it's funny because you can see that reflected in the abilities. This is a melee ability, a ranged, a melee, a ranged, a melee, a ranged. It's like it's slithering back and forth between melee and range, which is kind of funny. But this character has Natural Eye, which is okay and serviceable, but Thick-Blooded is good, and on this character even better because this character flavorfully, right, because of her nightmares against, you know, adders and snakes or whatever, she's afraid of like things that can blight you. Well, she has Thick-Blooded now. That's great. That's like perfect. It kind of shores up one of her weaknesses. But she also has Deviant Taste, which is good to lock. So I could seriously lock Thick-Blooded Deviant Taste. And Natural Eye is it's good for a while. I can just let it kind of roll and get value out of it for a while until I find a better, more suitable quirk to replace with it. And there's no other quirks on the list yet, so I don't have to worry about this one getting rolled out for something or getting knocked out for something else. So I could see taking her. And then I talked about the Flagellant being essentially one of the worst Flagellants I've ever seen, because Armor Tinker's whatever, but the bad healer is like, that's literally his whole thing, is like going low and healing a lot. So that's bad. So not only does he not heal himself, if he targets somebody else, all of it, he has 3 abilities that heal people: heal himself, heal his teammate, or heal himself and his teammate, and they're all made worse by this bad healer. That's bad. And then Necromania is just also bad. No. But I could definitely see taking these 3 characters and be happy about it. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to drop a character of the other classes and see who I have 2 of. Do I have 2 Shield Breakers? Let's look at that first. Well, that's very easy. I don't have Shield Breakers. Oh, I was going to say I don't have Shield Breakers at all. Well, she has Resolution, which is good. So we would want to lock Beast Hater on her and then remove in the same turn or the same week, remove Dark Temptation. She's good. I like Foe here. That's a few, whatever. She's worth keeping. So maybe we drop like Palmera for that. Or I could also see my way to dropping. I could drop Leper, or this. I could drop Leper as if he's like, that's his whole thing. His name is Leper. I could drop this character. The thing I'm keeping him for is because he's got 2 good quirks here with Eldritch Hater and Photomania. Those are S tier incredible quirks, right? Great. We lock those 2. And then we just kind of walk around with whatever happens and just get locked into whatever else we get. That'd be kind of fun. I mean, this character's got some good things going. Plus, this character's also got the Crimson Curse, which has made me think twice about it. But again, we aren't really being pressured by the blood minigame because our characters. We have 1 character that has a Crimson Curse because of the early culling I did. I was aggressive with getting rid of people who had it. So the question is, would I rather drop a level 3 that has 1 good quirk and a good bad quirk locked, a bad quirk that I want to get rid of, another bad quirk I want to get rid of, another bad quirk I'd like to get, not bad quirk, but this is 3 weeks of work here. Unquiet Mind to be okay with locking. This is fine. I could let... Deviant Taste being locked is great. Ideally, Unquiet Mind would lock as well. And then we hopefully roll some other good things here. But the thing about Macy here is Macy has 2 good quirks and nothing at all otherwise. I mean, nothing. Just 2 solid, good, lockable quirks. I could spend week 1 locking Photomania and getting rid of Fear of Mankind, and I'm feeling good. Then I can immediately lock Hard Noggin and feel great. We got 2 locked quirks on a fresh character who has many weeks to develop quirks. Whereas with Evil and Palmera, they're kind of halfway through their life cycle. I mean, not to say that you can still continue to grind upper tier missions and keep rolling through and trying to get different quirks, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is naturally this character is going to get a lot of play over the course of the game. Clutch Hitter's not going to get any play. I don't know. It really is a flip of the coin here. 2 good, no bads. 1 good, 2 bads. But 1, 2, 3 weeks of work. 1 week of work. I think the answer is pretty clearly we get rid of Palmera here. As weird as it seems, because Evil has the Crimson Curse. This character, if I lock Eldritch Hater and remove Tuckered Out, that's 1 week of work, and then I can just play the game with the character afterwards. Whereas with Palmera, I have to get rid of Infirm, and then I also have to spend another week getting rid of Ascetic. And I have to spend another week getting rid of Wieldphobe to make sure that this character locks Unquiet Mind, and then whatever happens after that happens. And this character has only tier 2 armor versus Evil, who has tier 3, and this character has almost none of the abilities leveled up, whereas Evil has more, has 4 level 4 quirks. I think it's pretty obviously Palmera here, as weird as it seems to get rid of a person that doesn't have the Crimson Curse.
This one has become vestigial, useless.
So then I'm just going to quickly pick... Oh, wow, this is interesting. I didn't realize I had 2 Beasts... Or not Beastmasters, I had 2 Hellions already. Okay, so this Hellion has Winded, which is great. Curious is bad. Bad Healer's bad. Weak Grip on Life is bad. Bad Healer's not as bad, but we talked about this because it makes this ability... It actually doesn't really affect her too much. She does have a heal, but the heal is very minimal anyways. It's like almost nothing, so we don't really care about the fact that it heals. We care about all we need it to do is heal for 1. If it heals for 1, it gets her off Death's Door, and that's all we care about for it. Now, the other thing this character has is if I locked Winded and kept Quick Reflexes, we'd be in a good spot. Quick Reflexes is tier, like S tier, one of the best quirks in the game. Winded is one of the best bad quirks in the game, like one of the top 2. Like Winded and Risk Taker, that's what you want. I'd love to have Risk Taker on this character. Sign me up, man. But the question is, you know, out of the characters here, who's best? I just won with Restalt, and we just really did some work with Restalt, right? She got hot to trot, she hit for 50. And I mean, I felt really good about it and stuff, but I'm gonna tell you the truth, she's probably the one I get rid of. I mean, really, she is. Look what she has. A bunch of jank ruin things. Gifted, she extra 20% healing received. I mean, that's kind of funny. It works directly against the... Oh, it's the other character that had bad healer, never mind. But Healer's Gift is basically irrelevant. I mean, she doesn't have... Well, what does she have? I guess this Healer's Gift would make her wound care an extra 20% stronger. She'd heal for an extra 2. I guess to be the math on that, or I guess 3, right? Because 20% of 15 is 1.5 twice. Yeah, she'd heal for 18 instead of healing somebody for 15. No, I'm sorry. This is 15% of the health, not 15 raw. Never mind. But Hot to Trot's the only thing she has that's going for her, other than, I guess, Resolution. She's locked Resolution, but Ashen is awful. And I don't have, like, if I spent a week working on her and getting rid of Ashen, I have nothing over here that I want to lock while removing a bad quirk. I have nothing that I want to get rid of. I also have to get rid of Diurnal. Wow, that was a slur of a sentence. A slur. A stutter of sentence. I'd have to get rid of Ashen and Diurnal and Codephobe and Wardensphobe, and then I have nothing that I look for. She's gone. That's 4 weeks of work and no good quirks to lock. Sorry, guys. Feels bad because she just won us that last fight and hit for 50, but she is the person to let go. We'll retire her with happiness. She did a good job.
Those without the stomach for this place must move on.
So now we take this one, who already has natural swing and scattering, and we have a better, like, what you'd call, like, canvas to build off of, because this character has a lot stronger of a base, like, setting. Scattering, we're 100%. This is a fantastic thing to get, like, auto locked. We're okay with that. Now he said here, let's move through the rest here. I think we got rid of, yeah. Oh yeah, we got rid of one of these characters, and now we can also take a second one because we already got rid of our other leper. So here we're either going to be taking the Plague Doctor, which I think is the obvious pick, or Mod It. When I say it's the obvious pick, what I mean is because we only have one Plague Doctor and we have two. Oh no, that's wrong. We have one of both. So no, it wouldn't be the obvious pick. The obvious pick would be Mod It here because Mod It has a lockable, and an okay. So this character's the better choice. Now, I am interested in picking up this hero, though. So the question is, can we find... Well, look, we have three of these. We have three Highwaymen. Fear of the Unholy's bad. Eldritch Hater's great. Photomania's great. Okay, this would be an easy character to keep. It feels bad to spend that extra money on Fear of the Unholy, but I could get rid of Fear of the Unholy and lock Eldritch Hater in the same week. The next week, I could get rid of Misses the Spot and lock Photomania in the same week. And then whatever happens after that, whatever. And they said it's also kind of funny and decent. So I kind of want to keep this Bojan character. Hot to Trot's also good. Torn Rotator's okay. If we... Like, Torn Rotator doesn't matter if the character is only going to be using his gun. Right? And we just got an item last episode for that purpose, right? We just got the... It might be at the bottom because we just earned it. We just got the Gunslinger's Buckle, which increases the raw damage of range, skills, and accuracy at the cost of the melee and melee. So the Gunslinger's Buckle goes really well with this kind of character if we throw it on him, since he's more focused on that. The problem with this is he doesn't have anything else going for him. Now, I say that. Hot to Trot's a great start. And these other abilities, it's not like he's got a bunch of like bad quirks over here sitting ready to just lock on us. He's got a good start here. Hot to Trot's great. We can get rid of Torn Rotator and then let the others just kind of mingle and hang out until they find something to replace themselves with. I could see keeping this character. Let's look at Lucy. Clauder's good. Missing the Spot's bad. Fear of the Unholy's bad. This is the obvious pick. Clauder's a good ability, don't get me wrong, but Fear of the Unholy, I'd have to spend a week locking Clauder and getting rid of Fear of the Unholy, and then I would spend another week getting rid of Misses the Spot. That's 2 weeks I have to spend on this character for a character that has no development yet. It's an obvious pick for me.
Slumped shoulders, wild eyes, and a stumbling gait. This one is no more good to us.
I'm really interested in, let's sort this by class, I'm really interested in picking up another Houndmaster. I want another Houndmaster because unfortunately the only Houndmaster we have is clear up in the atmosphere. He's up in the stratosphere. He's level 5 now, so he's untouchably used. He can't be used. Alright, so we're going to take a few weeks off with Drew here. I need to get rid of his bug, but I'm going to go ahead right now, and since he is our only Flagellant, so I'm going to invest in him. It is not because I know people probably think he's my favorite class the way I talk about them. I'm specifically choosing him because he's a weak link in the sense that he's the only representative of his class, but he also has a good quirk with Clauder. That's an incredible quirk on this class. Like, he bleeds himself. He already has the highest bleed, one of the highest bleed resists in the game. Look at this. Right? Look at his base bleed resist. He's never going to bleed now. He's 80% bleed resist. This guy can't be bled. So that's really good. That basically means that whenever he uses Redeem, it's just going to be a free heal over time. That's really good. It's almost always going to work right. If I put him in here and I lock in Clauder, that guarantees that, and then I get rid of Ashen. If I get rid of Ashen, that gives him an additional plus 10%. And that might actually be worth looking into. Let's take a second to look at this. I've wondered for a while whether or not there's an upper ceiling on resistances. So let's check. This character is level 1, so right now he's getting 65 base. That's wild. Because his class, look at this. This character's 40% base. He has a 65% bleed resist base. That's insane. 5% from the quirk, which is from Clauder. Oh, wait. So he's not getting the full resist buff from Clauder. Is the maximum amount 80%? Let's find that out now. That's something we want to know, because if that's the case, suddenly Clauder isn't as good in this guy. It's unnecessary. Wow. Max bleed resistance. Darkest Dungeon. This is something I've never run up against, so that's good. I don't know if there's anything anywhere written anywhere in any kind of wiki. I just I don't want to find out that I invested a bunch into a character and find out that there's a maximum that I don't know. Like, and it looks like we're seeing it now, right? Like, this does, am I crazy? This is 65% base from his class, and then he's getting plus 10% because his level is level 1, and then he's getting plus 5% from a quirk. But this, oh, hold on, that's a sum. Because he has Clodders plus 15% and Ashen is taking away 10%, the sum is 15, or the sum is 5. Okay, it's not saying plus 15 minus 10, it's just saying plus 5 as the okay. Alright, never mind. So this is worth trying out here. But we're seeing here 65% base plus 5 plus 10% from resolve level. This is putting him at 8% bleed resist. If I can lock Clodder and get rid of Ashen and it goes up another 10% and he gets to 90% bleed resist, are you kidding me? That's crazy. We're gonna try this out. I'm gonna see what happens here. Let's throw him in here in the treatment ward, and let's lock Clodder and get rid of Ashen. Only 4,500 gold too, and this is not that much money. This is why I was saying if we get to 100,000, then we can lock a person every week at no cost, and it's like a free lock of 1 quirk. We could slowly accrue a team of people. You know, I just started thinking the Samuel L. Jackson quote. He's like, "There was an idea. We're gonna create a team of superheroes, but yeah, once a week I can slowly create a team that, you know." It's so funny. All right, yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna lock any more than that though. Like I said, I want to be disciplined about that and not spend an enormous sum. I don't want to go down any more in money. I want to keep myself around, because right now that costs us 4,500, and we're generating just north of 2,500 gold per week anyway, because we got 50,000 plus gold. So. And I think I'm just going to jump into a mission. We're not going to worry about that. I'm just going to go run out there. We picked up 3 new guys. It's time to go level some of them, see what we got out there in the world. We also just categorically lowered the average level of our team because we kicked a level 4, a level 3, I think, and whatever else. I think Lucy was the highwayman. She was level 0, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is we lowered the overall average of our team, which means that the missions we're going to be seeing are a little bit more green instead of as red. Now, they don't refresh until next week. But moving forward, I know we brought the levels down a little bit so we don't have to worry about having to bring those guys to level yellow missions. I might, for that reason, just take a week off and just go do a casual mission to level our guys up. Although I'm saying that, I'm not really excited by anything that I'm seeing out here. The only thing that's even remotely interesting to me are what these 2 bosses are dropping. I like the garlic, fortifying garlic, as an item I'd like to try out at some point. I actually think this item would be pretty good. Believe it or not, I think this item would be pretty good on the Crimson Courtyard, which is funny because flavorfully, the Crimson Courtyard is almost like a derivation or some kind of like a unique reinterpretation or innovation on the vampire trope. So the idea that garlic being strong there is hilarious, and it kind of makes sense because it protects against the Crimson Curse, but it also protects against the bleed and blight that the head crab guys, like, you know, spit when they spit the digestion stuff on you, and then the guy with the foil, as well as the Chevalier that puts his arms under the ground and that comes up and hits you, all that stuff applies bleed. So this would actually be pretty okay on some people there. I think it'd be probably best on like a tank, but it's an interesting item nonetheless. I also think the Pagan Talisman is something I'd like to have in my back pocket in case there comes a time I want to go and fight the Pagan. I'm sorry, the Pagan. I mean, we would be the Pagans, right? Plus 25% damage versus the Fanatic, because the Fanatic is like a super religious zealot. This is supposed to be like a anti-religious symbol, so you wear it, it kind of freaks them out, like the cross against vampires, just like the reverse. This is an interesting item, but I don't know if we can go do the Swine King right now, because we need a critical group of like 4 people that have like level 3 or 4, and we don't really have that anymore. Yeah, we don't have that. We can't do orange missions that are boss level. We could probably cheese in like a very quick, like we got 2 level 4s and 2 level 3s. If we really wanted to do that level-wise, we could go do something like that. I guess we have 3 level 3s. We could go do something here if we really wanted to, but I don't want to stratify my team that far away. I don't want to create this giant upper class and then this kind of K-shaped team where everybody's either high or everybody's really low. I don't want to do that. I'd like to kind of start to bring up our lower class guys, like these level 0 guys, and get them up into like the 1s and 2s. That way I can go and do some more greens and kind of get us some more money. I think that's what I need to do right now, is go develop what I like to call the freshman class. I sometimes call them that. Yeah. So let's go do that. Let's just go take some guys out there and start going and gathering some money up. I am going to bring the antiquarian intentionally because I am trying to develop some more money here. I want to go and get some extra money. So I guess the question is, do I want to go do something like the Cove? And I am paying close attention here to this thing from the stars. I see that. I'm less afraid from the thing from the stars than I used to be now that I understand a few things about it. One of the things is now we actually have the capacity to remove its protection. Now that I understand it's not just the occultist that can strip protection. I actually have a few ways of doing it. Not to mention the fact that like mod it can straight up just hit him for raw damage. It wouldn't even matter. And same way with Ponce here. They can just hit it. Which actually is interesting. That might be worth doing then. Maybe I just bring those guys. These two dance. They move back and forth. It's a good comp. Yeah, these guys all have pretty high base dodge already. She helps. This could be a dodge comp. I can do a dodge comp here. Do something like this. All of these characters in the squad are lower leveled. Level 0, level 1. Yeah, oh, never mind. This is actually a pretty good mix. A 0, a 1, a 1, a 2. We have enough robustness that I can fight against the thing from the stars and not feel completely at odds. These guys all deal blight damage, which is great at this location. And these two have armor piercing, which is really good against thing from the stars. And then the Plague Doctor can also throw out a emboldening vapors to make sure we send that damage home when we need to. Although I do need to pay attention to the fact that the Shield Breaker is our weakest link. She's only level 0. So I probably had to kind of bank on our Grave Robber a little bit more, especially considering she already has level 2 abilities on everything. She's loaded. Levels. Oh wait, can Antiquarian level up a little bit on the abilities? I see many good trinkets each week, so I'm mostly doing easy missions to level up weaker people of a class I haven't trained yet. Yeah, I think that's actually a good thing to do. I think a lot of the time people have a tendency to kind of take what they're good with. Okay. If you've never played Pokemon, this doesn't make any sense. But if you're an old Pokemon head, you know what I mean when I say this. Back in the day, there was essentially 2 classes of thought. It wasn't like a theory. It was a bunch of kids playing a game. But what came about, what arose in terms of the most common strategies of team building was one of 2 strategies. Almost every person that played Pokemon back in the day would do one of 2 things. They either had one character, one Pokemon on their team, their Charizard, their Blastoise, their Typhlosion, their, I don't know, Meganium, whatever their Pokemon of choice was, and they would just jack its level up to like 6, 7, 8, 9 levels above the rest of the team because they would just use it to just wipe entire gyms. They would always have it in the front and then have all these other random lower Pokemon behind it. And then there's the other thought process, which was I'm just going to level everybody equally and keep them all together. That way I can cover all my bases. In case I'm up against a water type, I can use electric or grass. If I'm against, dark type, I can use, actually, I think about that. It's been a while since I thought about what dark is weak against. Dark's good against psychic. Psychic's good against fighting. Fighting's good against. Oh yeah, dark. Right. And I think there's like bug or something or fairy in there as well. Now it's been a while since I haven't played some of the newer generations. It doesn't matter. But the point I was going to say though is this idea of either building your team like this or building your team like this. And I did that intentionally. Like most of them are low and there's one guy at the top, or they're all about halfway in the middle. I subscribe, as you can kind of tell, to this, or maybe like a this kind of team. I'm not a this guy. I'm like this, and I try to build my team in such a way that I can kind of scaffold up. And if I need to, it puts us in a situation where if I only have 2 guys that are level 2 and 2 guys that are level 3, I can still bring those 2 level 2. Well, that's a bad example because 3s and 2s are in 2 different tiers. But if I have 2 3s and 2 4s, I can still go beat a boss if I really need to push it. But if I have 4 level 4s, of course, that's great against a boss. But what if you have 3 level 3s and a boss appears and you're like, man, do I really want to bring 4 level 3s or 3 level 3s against a boss? I'd rather kind of have stairs. So that way I can like rely on different cohorts of people to kind of and pull them into where I need. That's why I like to kind of come down to the bottom and I talk about the freshman class, the earlier guys. And it's also important the way that I'm doing it. I do it this way too, because if I play a little bit at the higher class and come down to the lower class and keep going back and forth, then what happens is that upper class, they level up, but I don't have to spend as much money on developing their quirks. I can just develop their raw stats and then eventually release them as they hit level 4, level 3, level 4, whatever, if they lock a bunch of bad quirks, and replace them with better guys who have better quirks, and then roll with those guys. And then eventually if they lock a few bad quirks, maybe it doesn't work out, maybe it does, but a few of them will survive and get lucky with the quirks that they keep. And then I can start to develop those and release the other ones that didn't. And then the next cohort, I can aggressively just develop their quirks and only their quirks from the start because I have the money to do so. And I did a little cheekiness at the beginning, so you can kind of try to early game kind of get away with a little bit. I did that with Center Punt with our first Grave Robber, who we lost. She was the one I had locked 2 quirks on. She had like Hot to Trot and like, I don't know, it was like Luminous or something insane. It was really great. It didn't work out with her, but I didn't, after I lost her, I was like, I'm not gonna do that for every character. It was always the plan that I might have one kind of like character who I kind of have in my back pocket that's already developed, who I can kind of throw in when I need her. But since she died, I was like, all right, I tried it. It didn't work out this time, but I have done that on a previous playthrough and it worked out great. I just wasn't gonna put all my eggs in one basket again, right? I even said that before. I was like, you do this and it doesn't work out, it feels real bad. And it did. We lost her because, you know, they dropped the ceiling on her. But that's probably more my fault than anything, because I didn't have to bring her in there with us, but that's okay. But anyway, I'm going to try to develop each of my characters like slowly, like as a collective. I don't want, like this one guy here that being level 5 to me is frustrating, right? Because now he can't play, he can't do anything for a long time. But it's like, well, it's not that big of a deal though, because you kind of got this like scaffold going on, right? You got a 5, some level 4, some level 3, some level 2, some level 1s, right? A little bit of everything. Now the obvious clear hole in this is level 3. Right, because 5 leads to 3 4s, leads to hopefully you'd think like 4 3s or 5 3s or something. We're really missing some 3s. So what I need to do in order to fix that is level these 2s up. But if I level these 2s up, then I'm missing 2s. Then I got to level the 1s up. It's like, okay, so let me just develop from the bottom. I'm gonna start leveling these 0s up. Then I'll have a bunch of level 1s, and then I can pick who I want to bring up and level up. So I can kind of forward think and say, okay, up at the upper tier right now, I've already got a Houndmaster. What do I need with him? I need a tank. I need a whatever, and I can start to fill those slots and start to pick the classmates I want to bring up and like level up and kind of create those teams if I can. I think you're waving. Is that a wave goodbye, or is that a wave that you were trying to get my attention? I think there was a delay, and I think I did answer your question, but you had already put the up thing a few times. And let me switch these around. I'll switch the Twitch over, and I'll make the YouTube closer to this. Let me do that way. I'll switch them around. So now my YouTube chat is closer to the game screen, and my Twitch is a little further over, so I can see a little bit more since you're in the chat right now. There's a few people in the YouTube chat. So, all right. Anyway, and I also talked about surgical gloves. I am a huge fan of surgical gloves. I mean, I think this is one of the best like tier uncommon items in the game. I love this item because if you can essentially like put it on a character who doesn't care about getting moved, then this item literally has no downside. Especially early game, because nobody debuffs it in the early game. It just reads plus 8% crit and plus 5 accuracy. That's insane. That's really good. I mean, these are almost the same stats that you get, not quite, of course, of a focus ring. I mean, pretty solid. I mean, to the degree that I could reasonably be convinced to buy a second one later on. I mean, if I needed one. I mean, I could easily do that. All right, let's go ahead and get out there. I don't have a lot else I want to do in this town right now. I think we're good. Everybody's pretty low level anyways. Oh, no, I said I was going to check and make sure that our antiquarian, I saw somebody in the chat here, the antiquarian, I want to see if she can level up any further, because she's a level 2. And I always forget whether or not that means she can level up at this tier or not. Oh, she can. All right, cool. So let's level her up here. Give her invigorating vapors, because that's her go-to here. She is our highest level character, so I could focus on making her deal more damage. And festering vapors would probably not be a bad thing to roll on her here, because having her be able to deal some extra blight resist damage might be okay. Buff self 18 dodge. Back to blight skill. Yeah, I don't want to get down. Accuracy, festering vapors here. Debuff resist. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about, having like to actually do some extra damage if I need to. There's not going to be any stealth enemies there, so that won't matter. Maybe I'll bring a single fortifying vapors just to make sure I have a heal in case something bad happens. I'm not going to do it. I really don't want to do it. Mark target, force guard by target. So this is making your own teammate guard her, and then gives that target extra dodge and extra protection. This seems kind of bad, unless you have a character who synergizes with it. Like, I think this ability is generally bad unless you have man-at-arms on your team, or maybe like a crusader, but preferably man-at-arms and highwaymen. If you have a melee version of the highwaymen, this could be pretty good, because it can make the highwaymen it makes the highwaymen like one of 2 targets. Or I'm sorry, it makes the highwaymen get 50% of the focus instead of just the 1/4 that you would normally get, because she's like, I'm gonna get attacked, you're gonna get attacked instead, and then he could also just get attacked raw by himself if somebody chooses to attack him. But then this would increase his dodge, and as we learned in a previous video, dodging does not mean that you won't get the chance to still riposte. You dodge and then you hit them anyway. So this is pretty strong synergy. I like this, but it's just we don't really have a comp right now that's gonna get any value out of the riposting. Kind of like, yeah. Although there is a funny little synergy here. I could use the shield breaker, and then I could give her serpent sway and give her extra blocks, and then have her be the target, and then have the antiquarian say attack her instead, and you just can't hit her because she's got all these block shields. It's kind of funny. Level 2 here, level 2 here, and I said I already leveled this 3. This is the only ability I really need to be at 3. Otherwise, we're probably good here. And then after that, I guess I should check their weaponry. I don't know if that's going to matter here. It might. If I were to guess anybody, it's just going to be one person. That would be Mascaro here. Yeah. Really strange to level up her raw damage, though, considering that she's not... Wait, what? Oh, I went to the wrong location. Feels really, really weird to spend this money on her since she's really not going to be our damage dealer anyway. This increases her dodge base. I will give her extra defense, but not extra damage, because she's not going to be attacking much at all. Alright, and then from here, we will just go ahead and get in there. Let me make sure, like, absolutely certain that I have the right ability select on these guys. I don't want Toxin Trickery. I want Pick to the Face to make sure I can take care of the thing from the stars if it appears, which it might. And then after that Shadow Fade, I don't need that. Let's just go with Lunge. Well, actually, Lunge can only work from slot 3. Lunge is pretty... I'll keep Lunge specifically because, well, wow. Toxin... Wow. She's not so good in slot 1 here. She can Pick to the Face, but she can't use Thrown Dagger, she can't use Lunge, she can't use Poison Darts from slot 1, so she'd have to use Pick to the Face. If she's in slot 2... I didn't mean to kick you entirely, what the heck. In slot 1, she can do a lot of things in slot 1. It just puts us in a really awkward spot because she can do a lot in slots 2 and 3. She can't lunge from this slot. Yeah, that's awkward. Well, it's not terrible. I can always just use Poison Darts here. Don't forget Trinkets. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I will add that. I promise. I'm still at the screen where it's gonna send me a warning if I try to leave without it too. Because if you try to leave the screen, oh, it didn't do it. Usually it does. One of these people must have a trinket on them. Oh no, it just didn't tell me. Usually it warns you if you try to join a mission and you don't have trinkets on. That's okay though. This is a little annoying, I'll be honest with you. Does this move forward too? It does. Interesting. Okay, so I could, if I wanted to, start the fight off like this. Every fight, switch them, and then have her immediately start the fight off by, like, lunging onto whoever is poisoned. Although there's no guarantee she's gonna go... Because she's got a higher speed than everybody else on the team. That's never gonna work. Huh. It's kind of weird. I wish I had a way of getting her to go back one slot when she attacked instead of just having Shadow Fade back 2. It's kind of awkward. Because she's going to be able to switch spots quite a bit. Do I have an ability to go forward? I guess Puncture does. Huh, does this go forward? Which one of these goes forward? One of these goes forwards. Yes. Serpent Sway goes forward. I guess I could switch from Puncture to Serpent Sway. And then that would give her an extra avenue through which she could, like, get to this front slot. A defensive one, right? This could make her kind of an off tank and give her a few blocks when we really need it. And then Pierce obviously goes forward most of the time, but we have 2 ways of going back, 2 ways of going forward. But importantly, we also have the ability to, like, use this blocks thing I was talking about earlier. And if I wanted to, I could then have her use Force Protect if I wanted to here and then. I think I will do that. And I have it if I need it. Probably won't use it, but we'll try it. And after that, I think we can go. I think I'm kind of over focused on this. I think we're going to be fine either way. There's not really an item at this location that I care about. the Book of Holiness is probably the only one of the two that I think is worth really even talking about here, because we already have an immunity mask, which is good. It's a good item, but we just don't really need it, and I don't need to go doing a long mission for no reason with a group of guys who are kind of like middle class, like a level 0, level 1, a level 1, level 2. This is like a good medium squad. This is a medium mission. Downside is there is the off chance we could run into a thing from the stars, but it is what it is. You said, mine doesn't warn me, and it sucks running a dungeon without them once you use ancestral and very rare trinkets. Yeah. I add mine even before I go to the provision screen. Yeah, I've done it a few times. I've gone into a mission like without items. It's not very common, but I have done it, and I know what you're talking about. It does suck. I'll give her probably scouting stuff. Just give her the Seer Stone for plus 15% scouting, and then give her the old Trap Disarm chance item here that gives it another 10% scouting. Scouting's been very good to us in the last few missions here, so trap removal chance, she's 80% chance. That's pretty good. Have her focus on doing that. I could give her the 2 of 3 extra damage versus blighted, extra crit versus blighted, and all that, but she's not really going to be our. You know, I say that. She's our highest level character. Maybe I should be relying on her a little bit more for damage. I don't think so, though. I think I'd much rather just rely on her for the enormous amounts of dodge she's going to be providing to us. If I use this dodge thing twice, it's 14% dodge across the team. It's pretty good. On a team that's already pretty high on base dodge, look at this. Well, she's not, but she is, and this character has okay dodge. I could pretty easily give this character an item that does it. I don't know, I might be overthinking the whole dodge thing, or overcooking on the whole dodge thing. I don't think I actually have the team comp that I thought with for a second there. We're mostly just blight. That's alright. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about, like, you know, I'll still use invigorating vapors whenever there's 4 enemies, but I'm not going to use it other than that. Most of the time I'll probably just be throwing out festering vapors to make sure we take things out when I need to. Festering vapors is pretty good on this mission because she can hit something, really remove its blight resist, which most of the things in this mission are going to have low anyway, but this will make sure that anything that does have any remaining are certainly going to be gone, and everybody else on the team does blight damage, so we'll be able to guarantee she can scoop them up. Although that said, the argument then could be made that maybe scout chance can be spread across multiple people, so maybe I need to give her this item. What is the Plague Doctor's % chance of removing a trap? Okay, hers and they're the same because she's a higher level. Okay, so I'll give the characters like this. So between the two of them, they have a decent amount of because remember, something we discovered last episode or a few episodes ago is scouting chance is a sum of everybody on your team. You begin with 25% base, and then after that, every additional 5% you get at the location you're going to is additive from all your teammates. It's just added together. It's not the highest amount amongst people. And then here I'll probably do something real cheeky here, like, oh yeah, well for sure, we just bought this item, the Spectral Spear Tip. I'll probably give her the Ethereal Crucifix. Plus 25% damage versus Eldritch. She's just going to crush anything she attacks. And then for you, I don't really need this plus 35% blight skill chance because she's already going to be blighting things anyway. I mean, nothing here has blight skill chance or blight resist, even though this is blight skill chance. This is increasing the chance you'll blight on targets that were already hit. It's not reducing their blight resist. I don't know. I guess it's different. It's not reducing blight resist. It's just increasing yours. I guess it's the same thing. It's like addition by subtraction or subtraction by addition. But I'm going to give her this talisman, increase her dodge by a lot. Although the downside about this is now that makes her a range focus. And she's half and half. I don't want to do that. Her accuracy's already pretty high, right? On everything? Yeah, like 95 on everything. Maybe I just give her raw damage. Something like a sun ring. She's already going to do a lot of damage because she has picked the face. Oh, I could also just give her... Oh, yes. Give her Sickening Satchel. Extra damage versus enemies that are blighted. That's going to be great because the enemies are going to be blighted all the time. Because everybody on the team applies blight. Yeah, that's great. I'm just thinking about whether or not I'd want to bring Surgical Gloves, but I think these items are superior in this particular mission. And, well, maybe not over this. Yeah, let's switch this. I think the extra crit's pretty good here. I don't really use this item yet. Plus 4 speed, plus 20% debuff chance. Yeah, but not really necessary right now. We don't really need that. Okay. After that, we're good to go, I think. Oh, I forgot. She's on guard. Or off guard, I mean. Yuck, that sucks. She's slow. Like, super slow. So, this whole invigorating vapors thing is going to be a lot worse than we thought. She's never going to get to go first, so she's always going to be behind the ball. Or slow when giving people buffs. That sucks. Yeah, I said before, I think this is one of the worst abilities you could roll in this class. So I guess after this week, we'll come back home, we'll lock Thick-Blooded, and then get rid of Off Guard, and then just set her to the side for a while. That's okay. This is a low tier, like a lower tier mission. I think we should be okay. It is a medium mission, and there is a chance of fighting against the Thing from the Stars, but I think we'll be okay. Although that does make it really tough against the Thing from the Stars, because she won't be able to apply Blight at all. It'll always get its middle tick, and then get rid of any Blight that she puts on it. Yeah, off guard on Vessels I think would be fine. The only issue with it is I'd much rather just have slow reflexes on her if I was going to do it on her, because you have to remember off guard also gets rid of dodge. And it's only the first round. After that it doesn't matter anymore, but it does matter though. Alright, let's go. We got our trinkets, we got our abilities locked here, here. I might just go like this. Get rid of her stab. I'm not really going to be stabbing anybody here. I said here, lunge is pretty much irrelevant most of the time here, so that's probably a bad one too. I don't know. I think I should probably just get rid of lunge. No, I'm keeping lunge because in case people get switched in their location, she can move forward too and kind of fix our comp a bit. But she's probably just going to be using poison darts and throwing daggers in the back line, or doing pick to the face on the front line snails. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this. Make sure this character has... We don't need the Plague Doctor to deal with any of the front line, so this is acceptable here. The only thing that you can make an argument about here is whether or not we want to be able to stun. Yeah, we could get rid of the Disorienting Blast. Disorienting Blast is cool because Disorienting Blast gets rid of bodies, but I don't know how necessary that's going to be here. I think I'd rather just have a single target stun, or sorry, a two teammate stun, because this character is going to be the only character that can reliably deal with the backline. I want to be able to I like to start the fight off by staggering and stunning the enemies in the back, and then having the two front guys kill the front guys in the front, and then after that the next round throwing out the Blight, and then after that you can actually start to kind of you're basically offsetting who's fighting and making it so only the front two are fighting and you kill them off, and then the back two are the only things you have to deal with instead of getting attacked by all four simultaneously. Starting the fight off by stunning the back two is pretty solid, especially if they're stress dealers. Because remember, this blinding gas actually stuns the last two characters. Yeah, I say that actually. Come to think of it, I think last episode I was talking about, I was like, is there anybody in the game that can stun two people? And I was like, I don't think so. Then later on I was wrong, because I remembered, oh yeah, the Hellion has that Barbarian Yop, like the YAAP or YAWP ability. She's like, Yop! And yells at them, and then they get stunned. And then I forgot that the Plague Doctor actually has two abilities that stuns people. This one stuns two people, but this one stuns one and then gets rid of all the dead bodies, which is not trivial. It also shuffles people, which can really help sometimes. Nice, we're getting rid of these. Okay, all right, I think we're good. I think this is probably a good comp, setup what we got here. And then we'll bring some food. This is not a mission with a primary healer. We have the ability to heal, but we're not really going to be trying to heal with these characters. So I usually try to bring extra food to make up for that. It's a medium mission, so I'll bring up an extra 4 food or so. As I said, I usually bring 8 food for a regular mission, 12 for a medium, 16 for a long, and then I add anywhere between 2 and 4 for short missions if I have no healer and I think it's going to be a really rough mission. And then I start to add a little bit more as you go up. Extra. It's essentially I'm kind of accepting that I don't have a healer and bringing extra food to make up for it. Yes. Yeah. I can tell, Steven, I can tell you like that ability. I can tell. You, between that and the occultist pull, you talk about those a lot. Alright, so here we can bring 3, I'm gonna bring 4 shovels, just a normal stack here. So you can bring extra food, it doesn't matter. Anti-venom, I don't want to bring any more than maybe 2 of those. The bandages are the same way. Here, I try to bring around the same amount of keys as I do shovels, but not that many. 1 extra shovel's fine, because sometimes a shovel can be used on like a curio more or 2 than like the key can. The keys are really only used on treasure chest, right? The occasional curio will use a key, but shovels get used more than skeleton keys do. After that, holy water is fine. I guess I can bring 1. I don't want to bring a lot of those because it just doesn't get used in this mission that much. On curios, yes, you can use it on your characters, but I'm not at a stage in the game where I really need the extra buffs. I don't know, I just feel like bringing extra food here. Maybe it's because I'm going up against the thing from the stars. Oh, I don't have any medicinal herbs. I'll bring like 3 of those. Alright, I think we're good. Let's go. Tentacle lurkers lie in wait just below the water surface. Tread carefully. Alright.
The flopping fish-like things abhor the warding sigils. Let us claim this place anew.
Oh, look at that immediate scouting chance. It's 50-50 on this with this comp. That's a lot of work it just did for us. Now remember, any of these hallway battles that say battle, hallway battles, not room battles, they are the places where radiant enemies can spawn, and they can be replaced, or I guess maybe at the start of the mission, maybe they're placed. I think the way that a mission generates enemies and random curios spawn, and then afterwards, I believe that like roaming bosses are then placed in the missing spots. I think it's the same way with the thronging hives as well. I think like the little pulsing like egg sacs appear in those hallways. That's why sometimes you'll see a hallway with like 4 things in it, because they just drop in the slots at random that are left over. All right, I need to find the protective wards. I have to walk through every hallway because I can't take a chance that one of the hallways doesn't have what we need in it. All right, 70% chance here. Oh, right. Oof. We're gonna gamify this just a bit here for a second. Let's take this off of you. I'm gonna make sure that we put this in the right character here. We want this character to have the maximum amount of like trap disarmament chance. Now she's at 80%. Yep, cool. All right, let's see what this hallway has to I'm gonna go ahead, since she's going super fast, I'm gonna go ahead and try to hit her. Hit the thing from the stars right away with the poison darts. And before it gets a chance to go, like, tick it for some... Alright, extra damage here. Our biggest damage dealer is going to be our... What is her level? Level 1? Level 0? Well, no, actually, you do have the Eldritch, like the you have the Crucifix. And you haven't attacked yet. Let's give you the bonus. Yep. Tick. Phase null, sure. That's a lot of stress, like 12, yep, 19, a lot. Yep, okay, and here we will start with the, I'm gonna start giving people dodge. That's gonna be your primary reason you're here, just give us dodge, help us dodge out all this crap. Yep. It's a lot, that's a lot of anti-venom. Or, a lot of venom, my god. Alright, I'm gonna give you Adder's Kiss here. Well, Adder's Kiss has the highest raw damage.
Impressive.
Very, very impressive. Now, see, this unfortunately is gonna go away. 6 damage for 5 rounds. It's not gonna stick on this character, which sucks. He cleanses himself. But if we go fast enough, we can undo it. So here, we'll just try to kill this.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Then here we will, I will actually Serpent Sway up once to get her up front, because I want her to be able to, actually I can, it doesn't really matter. All right, now he's already at 50%, right? Yeah, he's already got the protection stuff on him. Let's keep on throwing the vapors on her so that she can just crush him, because he's already at half health. Yeah, that's great for us. On a target that hasn't taken any damage or any stress, that's good. All right, give you another emboldening vapors. Let's make sure to crush this person real quick. Oh, wrong vapor's name, I'm sorry. That's the one for the Plague Doctor. Yeah, we're doing pretty good here. All right, now we have 2 people that can spam armor penetration abilities, so we're doing just fine here. And then I'm gonna have this character, our grave robber, take out that. I'm just gonna have you battlefield medicine. You've also got Hippocratic, right? Yeah, you can actually heal. Weirdly enough, just Hippocratic, just heal. Oh, 1's not very good, but that's okay. Rolled a 1 and then it went up to a 2, I think. There, kill this.
Back to the pit.
And then after that, we'll just keep on dodging as much as possible, as much as we can. Yep. Dodge. The dodge clicked. There we go. 2 dodges in a row. Looking good. Looking good here. All right. Stress is kind of annoying. It's like a guaranteed hit, I think. All right. Sure. I'm probably gonna like camp immediately, which is fine. Feels a little strange, but it's fine. You are gonna get to go again. I might try to just cheese you out here. 4. I think I can just kill you. Nope. We're gonna get punished. Unless I can throw a knife and kill him. Can you throw the knife and kill him? Oh no, I got rid of it. Huh. If I can hit for 2, this kills him. So 1. Alright, we're gonna take a bunch of damage from this crystal exploding. That sucks, but sure.
Gnawing uncertainty. The birthplace of dread.
Alright. Get out of here. Oh, look, we got an Eldritch Slayer's ring, too.
Victories mount, so too will resistance.
You love to see that. That's a good one. Okay, so we'll go ahead and drop this anti-venom. Take the money here. Or take the money. We'll take the minor antique. I won't worry about taking anything else for now. I guess I could just drop the holy water. We're gonna sleep immediately after. Is this a fight? This a room? No, this room is not a fight. We're gonna walk in here, then backtrack, and then sleep back in the starting room. It's a great way to start the mission. It really is. Actually, it's even better than you think, because now I can actually probably switch one of these items over for an Eldritch ring if I wanted to. Well, I don't really need to. Yeah, it's gonna hurt for a bit. Yep. It's gonna hurt. All right, now that's gone. All right, now I can walk in the room and we can get rid of all this stress, or get rid of some of it at least. All right, have her open it. I don't want to see her get stressed out from this. Oh, she did.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
All right, what do we do here? I think probably just the bandage. I'm gonna speculate on the 1 sapphire. It's not that big of a deal if it doesn't work out. Crest is fine. We'll find more crests. That'll be the only thing I lose this mission. Those 4 crests will be the only thing I give up, because I'm gonna walk into this room and immediately use the firewood to get rid of some of the stress. Although, one thing to be said here, I hope I don't have a nightmare, because we have the shield breaker. I don't know if we're done with those. I think we might have had the last nightmare. Is there 3 of them? I don't know. I hope it's 3 of them.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
I'm gonna go for greed here, and I'm gonna go for the extra stress relief here. All right. I'm gonna roll the dice and not look. Oh, I don't even know if we have a way of stopping us from being seen in the middle of the night. I don't even know if we have a way of stopping nighttime ambushes. We don't even have one, so it wouldn't have mattered anyways. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to let it happen if it happens. I can't do anything about it anyway. I have nobody that can remove stress, do I? Brutal. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to just do it the old-fashioned way here. And then otherwise, we're just going to have to let whatever happens happen stress-wise for the rest of the mission here. Light resist. One companion can't be marked for 3 battles. That's interesting. Sandstorm? Weird. Remove disease. Nobody on our team has disease. That doesn't do anything here. Extra scouting chance for the next 4 battles? Sure. Now we're gonna have 70% scouting chance. That's kind of funny. I might give Furious Incantation. Oh, this is only self only. Never mind. I was gonna say I might give that to her since she's possibly gonna get stressed out in this next fight if we do get attacked after we sleep. If we get attacked after we sleep, it's gonna be a very different mission. We might actually have to run. I hope we don't have to, but it wouldn't be a horrible thing if we had to run. I mean, we literally get to leave with an Eldritch Slayer's ring, which is pretty solid, and we also walked out with some common shards. We kind of beat a boss already, so it's not awful if we do. Do we heal somebody? Heal somebody by one companion, heal them for 33%, and then increase their healing for a while. It's a pretty good heal. We have 6 more. There's nothing really good here. We're still at that part of the game where I don't really worry about camping. Whatever happens, happens, and then after a while, then I'll start to add things as time goes on. I think I'll use this. And you can use your crazy experimental vapors. Then we'll rest. Hopefully it works out. Close your eye. Close your eye and hope.
The light, the promise of safety.
So her dreams are over. Okay. That's the second time that's happened. Hey, look at that. Now food's really not an issue for us. Look at this. Have you interacted with it? That's really good for us. That makes the mission a lot more feasible to beat this. Holy crap. It's a lot of junk, honestly. I don't want the jade or any other stuff. I'll take the money. Obviously take the antiques. I'll take the food. I'll take this. And then after that, I guess I'll take the other two because I have the space. But they're probably getting dropped very quickly. Mission fight. Okay, I have nobody yet. Make sure it is our antiquarian checking this because she'll always drop at least a minor antique. Even got a rare antique off the thing. That's awesome.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Now, I just, strictly speaking, dropped a jade over a citrine. I mean, that's a bad play, but it doesn't matter. They're both going to get dropped anyway, probably. See, this is a very bad comp for these guys because these guys are all focused on blight, not bleed, and these guys are high stressors, and we're really high on stress already. The only thing we've got going for us is we have the ability to deal a lot of damage to guys that are armored, so we can actually kill them. The problem is I got to kill this guy, and he's obnoxious. So much random stress these guys deal. I hate it. All right. These guys can't be stunned. They got 8,000 stun resist. Let's just have you get stronger, I guess. I don't know. Sure. Yep. Nice dodges though. That's really good. You can feel how bad going second or going last is because you know our antiquarian is just the slowest person on the team and she needs to put that dodge on people immediately, and since she can't the first round, it just feels bad because we get pummeled first round. So I can do ranged damage here, this like huge damage ability here. It's not going to deal a lot of damage to everybody, or I can just like try to take out one guy. Because she has that buff. That's where it comes. That's where it sucks. She's level 0. Sure. Crimson Curses is what it is. I'm just gonna put another one on her, I think. And then after that, have her throw her javelin through the whole crew. Just throw impale out.
Improvement.
Deal a lot of damage to the whole crew. He's gonna leave, which is annoying. And then spawn new people. Oh, shut up. Enraging Sight. Oh, he didn't even leave. Nice dodge. Alright, I'm gonna try to hit him. It's not gonna matter. He's gonna run next fight. As soon as the fight starts. Come on, dude. Alright, try to kill him before he gets out of here. Yes!
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
That's huge. When that guy runs, when he runs from the fight, he deals an enormous amount of stress and then summons a bunch of new mosquitoes. So I was trying to kill him if I could. It just wasn't working out, but that worked out real nice. Okay, that's enough dodges from you, dork. How many times are you gonna dodge here? I guess we dodge, so I can't really complain too much. Oh, you can't even hit. Let's just heal. You can hit him, but it's just such a low chance that it's actually gonna affect him because it's blight. I guess you'll just heal. Whatever. Yep, annoying. But the nice part is, even though you're stressing him out, one upside is that this character can't be infected any further, so.
Destroyed.
Okay, so
ghoulish
I'm gonna need to take the
horrors.
blood now because she's gonna get hungry.
Low and driven into the mud.
I'm not gonna take a Baron's Invitation because I don't have the space right now. That'd be nice for later. I just can't do anything with it. This is an easy replacement for the citrine. Get out of here. Otherwise, I'm gonna leave the Baron's Invitation, unfortunately. I just don't have the space because I have to take these little pineal gland items. I can't do anything else. I just have to take what I have. One-time hit. What is this debuff? Minus 25% deep. Oh, it's gone. We're okay. Why hasn't that gone away yet? It's just a fight room. Come on, man. Let this go away. I don't want to have that next fight. Ew. Good. We needed a little help. All right. Let's just start off by dealing as much damage as possible here. It makes our targets a little easier to decide. Blade grenade's fine. I might actually even stun. Nah. Nice crit was nice. Yep. Just try to kill one of them off. What is this guy's? He has no... Nah. That's fine. And then here, probably throw out your dodge here. This is where it's good when you go first. Hopefully we'll get at least 2 dodges, maybe 1 out of it. Yep. Okay, that's not a big deal. Well, putting her in slot 4 is a big deal. That's a lot of push. Can she get out of slot 4? Yeah, that's not good. Y'all gonna attack the same character? Oh, all of you are going to attack the one same character? All of you? Every one of you on your team? That makes sense. Literally 4 attacks consecutively against that Plague Doctor in a row. Wild. This character would die if I attack him. Let's try to hit him. He's gonna
onslaught.
Take blight.
Destroy.
Yep.
Them all.
Nice dodge. All right. You're probably going to need to... Oh, that's not good. Get back. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm gonna have to rely on some other people to deal some damage. It doesn't feel good, but...
Brilliant confluence of skill.
Okay, you can move 2. That's good. That's good. You can move 2. Yep. Moving 2 is a big deal there. All right, have you kill the bat guy. That 3 damage was huge from the extra damage from the vapors. Huge.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Let's just try to attack this dead body. Ah, I was trying to get to this grouper back here. Well, actually, it's gonna happen anyway.
Unforeseen.
Cool.
Unforgiving.
I guess increased dodge here. Everybody's low enough that this character could represent a serious amount of damage. 9 damage? How much dodge do you need? 14 dodge? Come on, bro. How much dodge do you have? 22 dodge. What's your accuracy? Get out of here. Heal him. These pelagic groupers are one of my least favorite enemies in the early game because they can just wreck your whole run.
Give them no quarter.
They'll just do an enormous amount of damage out of nowhere. And you're like, dude, you're a dork. You don't have the right to deal that much damage. Who are you? All right. I need to keep some medicinal herbs in case I can find some food because now food is an issue. We earlier had to use the food for stress relief. I brought extra food. a lot of extra food too. I can't bring these crests. There's just nothing to switch with it. I said I'm not coming here for crests. They're like, here, eat 11. Oh, and I'll pull you. Oh, and make you bleed. Yeah, I kind of got cheesed a bit there by the move. I'm a little look at all these extra checks though. All right, look at this stupid curio way at the end. I have to go down there and I have to go through 2 stupid obstacles just to get to that last curio on the off chance it's one of the things.
Another mariner, another misfortune.
This game, man. All right, let's go. It is one. This is one of them. That's great. All right, that kind of made this worth it. Yep. Two shovels in a row is criminal. What's this one? And a hunger check. It might not be able to make it through this mission, guys. It may very, very well. A map. So a map for the entire mission? Or just... No, okay. Yeah, that sucks. We're probably not going to make it through this whole mission because hunger check. We will see. A lot of things have to go right now. I mean, we brought 6 extra food than necessary. So, is this another random hunger check? Is this another hunger check? That was one room. Yeah, there's zero chance to make it through the whole mission now unless we find 2 consecutive fish and carcasses in a row. Zero chance. You have an 80% chance.
Mechanical hazards.
Come on.
Evil intent.
All right, well, this removes stress, but we don't actually have the thing to do it, so whatever. A random buff? Okay, sure. I guess we'll try it. Let's try it, see what happens. Okay, this is kind of the squad that I actually built this team for. We just haven't seen it. We've just been seeing every single person on their team deal an enormous amount of damage. I brought this team so I could just do this.
Be gone, fiend.
Crush the snail in the front, and then immediately after get to the back line, the juicy morsel in the back. It just hasn't worked out that way.
Eradicated.
See? Comp is pretty well designed for that, but we haven't been very lucky with what we've rolled. Why? Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. I was gonna say, why isn't our guy able to attack? Well, duh, he's already attacked. We've attacked with 2 guys. I saw this dead body there, and I was thinking it was an enemy. He died so fast, I forgot about him. All right, let's stun this guy out. He's the one that deals stress. I need some time. All right, now we'll try to poison him. We're gonna take a full punch in the face from this guy. This big dumb guy is gonna attack our shield guy. Oh no, never mind. He's guarding that guy. Never mind. That's fine too. I was gonna say he's gonna attack the low health guy. That's what they like to do. They love that. Raw damage is good. Yep. Who you attacking? That's fine. Character has no stress. I'm okay with that. Yes, sir. Okay. I'm probably gonna just try to increase damage here. I want to sneak in some heals where I can, but we can't really afford that. We need to kill people.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Now I'm actually just going to sneak in some heals while I can here. No, you have a heal. Let's do it. It's not a good heal, but it's at least a heal. Go last. Don't go first, please. Cool.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Lock of Fury. We already have this item, but it's still worth taking. It's a lot of money. Probably not getting through this whole mission. That's an easy slot to take. I'll just consume this, I guess. The food's not gonna help. One food's not gonna make a difference. I'm gonna take it like that, and we're gonna go. And if we get lucky and we find a carcass, so be it. If we don't, we don't. I'm not gonna lose sleep over not being able to beat this mission because of a curio.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
If we don't actually get a carcass, it's not the worst thing in the world. You can always leave, and I won't be super bummed about it. It's a lot of options though. It's a lot of spots, a lot of chances to find food, and also a pretty reasonable fight here. These 2 in the back are annoying as heck, but these front two are easy kills as long as we go fast. All right, kill him. So while you're here,
Another one falls.
break him open. Yeah. So I was talking about this character, like shocking the character that can deal damage is annoying. All right. Just have you deal as much damage as possible and have you just take out, like, hopefully the grouper. Ugh. Get to attack. They all got to attack. Really? All of them? Get out of here, dude. All right, just heal people. Yep. Oh, we get to go first here. Cool. That's not even who I attacked. I clicked on the pelagic shaman in the back. 1,000% over, did not click on the jellyfish. That's wild. Huh. Meme's usually pretty responsive. That's kind of interesting. I'm surprised by that stress wave. Yep. We have a little bit of stress to give on these guys. That's a lot of stress, though. My God.
Set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
Just heal. Health is going to be our primary issue this mission. We're about to go over the top on stress, and if we get hunger checked, then we're really in trouble. So let's go. Why does that little dork get to go first? No, He's gonna die, so it's okay. It doesn't even matter, but... One hit and he's dead. I'm just gonna heal. One hit from anybody and he dies, so yeah, just kill him. Okay. That's fine. And then heal him. You're just gonna die on your turn, so that's okay. We should be able to sneak at least a heal in here, hopefully. Well, unless you go first for some random reason. Actually, this character should be going first. What am I saying? Switch. Switch. Yep, and then we're gonna heal. I'm gonna get 2 heals.
Exposed
Hey, look, I wonder if the last enemy has a higher percentage chance of critting. How many times does that need to happen before a person watching this video goes, you're right? How many times does the last enemy need to crit? How many times does that need to happen before you start to accept, yes, it's cooked into the game? I'm telling you it is. There's no zero chance it's not built in that way. 0. All right.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Man, I don't think we get to stay this whole mission. I just don't know if there's any real reason to keep some of these items. And like the holy waters, whatever, but the emeralds, we don't need the emerald. We got enough money as it is from other random things. We're fine. I guess I could have drank that, but oh, look at this. That's nice. There's this non-zero chance we could still possibly win then. So we only have 1 more of these to do. Huh. Oh. Okay. I'm feeling okay.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Oh! We beat the mission! Okay. Well, alright. Let's just keep on adventuring and then we'll leave after whatever happens. I'm gonna try to gather as many resources as I can before we get this inevitable, like, hunger trigger. Wow! Wow! I'm impressed. We're very lucky. We beat the mission. That's insane. Huh. Oh, I'm glad you looked it up. I can tell you right now, you didn't have to look it up. I wouldn't have believed it if you told me otherwise. I would not have believed you.
Many fall in the face of chaos, but not this one. Not today.
Dude, what? Alright, now I just need to heal and I can actually, like, survive this. Oh. Let's stun the back 2 guys, I guess? Give us a chance to kind of, like, get back into this fight. This mission. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, I don't mean to be rude or anything like that, but I don't even need to hear anybody tell me. You could have told me, no, they deal half damage, and I would have been like, no, don't believe you. Nope. All right, I'm gonna do this to kind of offset the bleed that's happening to her. Yep, you're stunned. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with Plague Grenade here. It's a lot of damage. 4, okay. Not death's door, not dead, don't care. Alright, I guess here I'll probably just slap some dodges on. Get my dodges on.
Time to perform beyond one's limits.
You're not blocking him anymore, are you? Actually, it still might be the better choice to... Oh, I have lunge. No, I had thrown dagger here. That does no damage at all. It's 58% protection, so it... That's crazy to me. Okay, let's just hit everybody, I guess. Ah, I knew you'd attack him. Didn't even need to be told. I was like, it's gonna be on that guy. Low health. He's got low health. He'll be the target. Ew, sea breeze. Yuck. Alright. Alright, let's just take out the other guys then, if you're gonna play this game of protect the tank. Dodge me? Dodge me? Yeah. That's 0 damage, and then he has all these that's actually probably the best case scenario. You hit him with... I don't actually care about that. Gotta start somewhere. Yep, attack him. Yep, you were always going to. But we got 2 dodges on you, smart Alec. This feels right. It feels just after some of the crap that's happened to us this mission. I feel real good about what's happening right now. I'm gonna stun this guy, and then try to take him out before he gets a chance to go. Yeah, just cheese in some extra heals.
War can be healed.
Yep.
But never hidden.
And just kill him. Good. Despite all the nonsense that's happened to us this mission. Okay. Screw this guy. Don't get to heal because I'm back. I'm in the slot too.
Annihilated.
He got his last lick in there. I'm gonna hit you for 4 without actually attacking you.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
All right. Oh, we got a scouting chance here. That thing removes a bad quirk. We're okay with deviant tastes. Witness and nocturnal, we're okay with. We don't like zoophobia. Gambler's fine, stress eater. Off guard! Off guard! That's it! That's what we're doing. Fantastic. Worth it. And she had it locked too, so it's just gone. Oh, hunger check. You gonna hunger check me? Oh, no, no. Oh, that's not what I thought it was. Might be just worth going now, because we pulled a lot out of this mission despite the fact that it didn't look like we were going to. I'm going home. Could have pushed a little bit further, but honestly, considering what we got out of that, we got an Eldritch Ring by chance because we killed the thing from the stars. We got some decent money despite the fact that it wasn't really like a full mission. We didn't go through every single location because we had the Antiquarian. We beat the mission, which is good because then our guys don't get extra crappy stress. We have a higher chance, I think that's how the game works, a higher chance of rolling good quirks at the end of the mission. I know if you run away from a mission, you develop bad quirks more likely. So by just like the reverse that, you can make the argument then you get good quirks by finishing missions. But we actually walked out of there with a pretty decent amount despite the fact we didn't walk through all the rooms. And I think it was a good time to go because our goal was to level, and I think, you need to know when to leave. We also got rid of Night Owl. We also got rid of Mara Scott's off guard, which is cool. It sucks that she got the Crimson Curse, but what can you do? Plus 25% stun resist. Hey, cool. I mean, it's solid. Not exactly who I wanted on, but sure. Natural Eye. Oh my gosh. Okay, this character is kind of rolling pretty decent. Just got to get rid of that Crimson Curse if we can do that.
The frothing waters subside. The advantage is ours.
Alright, so whatever we go do on this next mission, we should really consider going to the Cove. Well, we only have one mission that we can do there, and of course the old thing from the stars is there to rear his ugly head. So we have to go here with the level 3 crew if we're going to go here. That's unfortunate that it force rolled that way, but it might not even matter because our crew is pretty solid for this place. Theon is an incredible person to have in this mission. Right, we can throw him back here and just have him constantly slap people. We can, slap people and stun lock them. We can have him use Beast Bile, which is really effective in this mission because it can reach slot 3. It reaches slot 2 too, but so if you had that guy that kept doing Octothesis or whatever it's called, the guy that kept just constantly getting in the way and being a big tank and just protecting everybody, if we use Beast Bile, you can kind of ignore him because you can hit 2 targets, and if you hit him and the other guy he's protecting, or hit him and somebody else, he can't protect them and protect himself. But the other thing he's good at is obviously, he can just keep breaking people. So he's a pretty good person to bring here. Plus he's already level 4. He's maxed out. We also have, actually, we just have a pretty good comp to go here in general. We could easily go here and not feel bad. The only downside is this comp. No, never mind. Let's say we don't have a way of actually getting rid of armor in case we go up against the thing from the stars, and we do. We have the old bounty hunter that can just strip it with a mark of death. Or Mark 4 death, I mean. Okay. We kind of have a comp if we want to go do this. We also have a stress reliever here because we have the inspiring game. We kind of have a thing. We can do this pretty easily here. The only downside is that we bring these people, they're all going to level to level 5, which then makes it so that we don't have any of these people available for us for bosses. But I'm not that bothered by that. I mean, it's only 4 people we don't have access to, and we have a large group of people that are low level that I want to bring up. But I do want to use up this resolve level stuff and get the extra damage and kind of get some stuff out of this. So, well, actually, the downside about this is I'm going to get another copy of the Lock of Fury. How many times can I get this item? I just found it, and I already had it. And I don't care about Ancestors Vintage, though. I do want to get Dark Tambourine at some point and experiment with that, but this is a weird item. 25% protection on the Antiquarian is a wild idea. Character who's hyper-focused on dodging. Alright, Sun Ring is good, but we don't need to go after that. 2 Sun Rings. It's literally the same mission. The same mission down to everything. 2 iterations of the same mission. I've never seen that before. Yeah, the rat carcass, I don't care about that. A candle of flight. Yeah, literally, there's nothing I care about. I mean, casual weight's okay. The only mission that even remotely I'm interested in doing is this one. And that's just because I at least get something extra out of it value-wise. It does suck that it's not a boss, but that'll probably be our comp. Let's go and see what we have here, what we're rolling now, extra people-wise. These are bad. All bad. Second Wind's bad. Will Folk's bad. Hard Skin's okay. Weak Grip's bad. Real bad in this character, actually. All bad. Oh, that's very easy. Nobody to consider in terms of new recruits. Now I might actually start spending my resources on other things besides just like leveling up buildings. We've got some extra, we have a choice here. I think we actually unlocked the Jesters, well, the Granary. Plus 15% healing when eating. Some food is granted for free each week. You can bet everything I'm taking that. Yeah. That is incredible. Because for the rest of the game, the food part of the game is no longer like as unbearable. I could go for the performance hall here, but I just don't see that as as much value. This is like one of those like push item, or this is one of those like late game resource sinks. I'm not going to drop this, you know, because the other thing I just bought is good every mission. It will always have an effect, just like the bank has an effect every single week. This Grainer is going to have an effect every week. It affects everything. Increased our healing. I just bring food. I can kind of relieve ourselves from having to need a dedicated healer in our team. That last mission alone, I mean, I would have healed so much extra just by using food there. But the extra food every week is also crazy. Like, this is just an incredible building. Whereas like this item, or this one back here we were just talking about, where'd it go? I just saw it, the performance hall. It's cool, it is, but it's hyper specific to the Jester class. You don't take this until way late in the game. In fact, I'd say that this might be like the last one you pick, because all the other ones at least govern multiple classes. Like, this helps the Abomination, Hellion, and Leper. This one helps the Antiquarian and Cultist Plague Doctor. This one helps the Arbalist, the Houndmaster, Man-at-Arms, the Shieldbreaker, Musketeer. Good lord. Right? It helps all of these different people, all of these different ones here. So I would always take Performance Hall literally dead last, even though it's really inexpensive to buy, because you're like, oh yeah, I could buy this. Yeah, that's a huge sink. Would you rather spend 75 crests on the Jester, one class, or just go spend that 75 over here on the Survivalist on tier 4 of the Bonfire? I do the Bonfire every day, because then I can use this every week forever. There's not even a guarantee I'll have a Jester in my party. I don't mean on the mission I'm doing. I mean on my roster. I might not even have a Jester because it might not have rolled that way. I'm not spending that money, that amount of resources. That's like that might literally be the last thing I ever buy for the whole run. It is good, but it's like late game. You're trying to push the final bosses or probably whatever. I don't even have to know the whole game to know that. It's just, game sense. I do want to get armor smithing, and I do want to get, the furnace and stuff, but I don't think armor is as important as, like, raw damages. I want to hit them more than I need to worry about healing, or, need to worry about mitigating damage-wise. If I had to make a choice between what I wanted to buy here, it's either the furnace, like, in terms of the 3 things I'm thinking about buying are those 2 upgrades, as well as over here I'm thinking about buying the last survival skill. I am really thinking about doing this. But it also is the case that these, like, survival skills are, like, you know, they're late game things to really worry about. But we have been doing more medium tier or medium length, I guess. Yeah, they're called medium, short, medium, and long. Yeah, that is what they're called. Quests. I have been doing more medium and long quests, so it might be worth doing. I am about to start seeing my guys hit level 4, but I'm going to push off upgrading these as far as I can. Well, not armor smithing I'll push off, but I'm going to upgrade furnace because this will help even my low tier guys.
Every plan relies upon a strong arm and tempered steel.
My low tier guys are going to get value out of this. My higher tier guys are going to get value out of armor smithing, but my low tier guys won't for quite some time. So I have time to develop the extra deeds for this, so I can kind of skip that for a while. I'm going to instead just focus on just trying to get as much discounts as I can for the upgrades and my time spent. And now, as I said, I'm going to try to, once a week, pick a person and lock a quirk until we get to 100,000. Then I might be a little bit more liberal with it. So he's got his armor tinker, which is actually hilarious. I mean, I can go upgrade his armor for, like, nothing. He's already leveled up. Go get rid of that random thing he's got going for him, though. Except the worries. Yeah, he's had that for like weeks. If I remember right, he actually was... Yeah, we brought him home. He had the worries, and he was also afflicted with Rapturous. And so I had to spend a week putting him in the flagellant hall or whatever. Flagellation hall. And then after that, it was like, okay, now I want to get rid of the worries. Like, oh, nope, I guess I'm going to have to lock your quirk. And then after that, it was like, now I can get rid of the worries. So he's been busy every week for a while. Just a real busy flagellant. All right, this is probably the guy I'm going to do. View Pawn. Because this is the dude, if I remember right, that has Luminous and Beast Slayer. Yes, sir. That's wild. Luminous all day, every day. Yes. Alright, he's the only guy I think I have in this class now, too, isn't he? Sort by class. Might be my only occultist now. Yeah. So I'm trying to kind of like put a pin in the weaker guys and make sure that they're as strong as possible so that when they come out, they're not kind of in trouble. Luminous and Wheelthobe, yeah. I want to lock Beast Slayer too, but I'm just not as worried about that right now. It's not going to get overwritten. See, until you get to 5 quirks, you don't run the risk of having one of your good quirks removed. Even if you learn a new quirk from some random curio, it'll just add to the end, it won't replace. And it's almost no money at all to forget a quirk, so... I think I've actually fully leveled this, right? Yeah, the treatment libraries, I've decreased the cost. It's kind of funny, at this location... Oh, I'm way behind my microphone. I need to be careful with that. I know that that actually really makes me sound distorted. I played with that the other day. It's kind of funny that at this location, the sanitarium, the treatment library, like the decreased cost part, is the first upgrade chain, but over in the furnace, or I guess in the blacksmith, it's the bottom one. That's just weird to me for consistency's purpose. It just kind of throws me. All right, let's commit a treatment here real quick. And after that, we'll just go do another mission. I'm just going to slowly, like, do one of those a week. Alright. She's literally locked the worst thing she could. Curious, the Yips, and Germaphobe. Germaphobe's not as big of a deal, but... This is why I talk about getting rid of the bad guys. I like getting rid of your upper class guys later on. Just trade them out. It's not even worth spending the money to remove their quirks. Like, get out of my face. You're gonna lock all the worst things on purpose just to troll me. I think we looked at these guys and I said I don't like a single one of them. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, but she's the only Vestal I have right now, I think. Yeah, I don't have any other Vestals. I'm gonna leave her for now. She's also not Crimson Cursed or anything, so she's not causing us more issues there. Marasco needs some healing, which really sucks. Oh, never mind. She wasn't gonna be able to go this week anyway. She's only level 2, and if we were gonna go do this Gentle Tide mission, we have to bring level 3s or higher. So she's off the hook. Hopefully she gives the caretaker the Crimson Curse and he dies. That way he stops taking our slots. Sort by stress. Anybody else need to get some stress relief? You. You're not doing it here though. You're level 3. I don't think I can actually justify sending you there. I think I need to have you with us on the mission. If I'm gonna do anybody on the mission, it's gonna be you, probably. We're gonna bring a bunch of level 3s and a level 4. This is the crew, yeah. The only crew I actually have I can bring sort by level. Yeah. I mean, I can bring Evil, but what am I gonna do? That's like 3 frontliners, and then, I mean, Mondeville's really a solid 3rd slot. but we can't really bring Evil because Evil and Theon and Scott are all really, and Scott, yeah, are all trying to fight over that same slot. I think I'll go ahead and do the Cove here. I think it's a pretty clear cut case of going to do the Cove, although I do need to spend some money to level these guys' abilities up. It's a lot of money. Nope, they're already leveled up here. His isn't though. Alright, so I guess I'll pick my items first before I do that, because I don't want to spend unnecessary money. Alright, on this location, if you're going to be the frontliner, I really need you to have Inspiring Cry. We've already got a healer. So you're going to use Inspiring Cry to remove stress, not because we need a healer. We already have a healer, so you're definitely not doing battle heal. Stunning, you can do that. That's fine. Holy Lance is fine in case we get some mixed around. That's all good. You have Collect Bounty. You have a stun. That's fine, too. We don't need Caltrops. We don't need to increase our damage or things. Come hither's whatever. I don't really need this. I do want to bring Flashbang, though, to, like, shuffle people, because I have no real way of getting through the meat once we've killed a few people. I'll go level up Rake and then just have you... I'm actually gonna... I might not switch forms on him this whole mission. I might just have him stick in his Beast Spile form. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have him just use Manacles and Beast Spile perpetually. That'll also save us from some stress development. That seems fine. There's a chance that there could be stealth on this mission, but she can handle that too, which is good. No, you can only use that from slot 3. Ooh. But you can use Dazzling Light. So we have literally 4 people that can stun. Literally every person on our team can stun. Alright. Okay, oops. Let's go ahead and select our items here. You're going to be our primary stunner because that is like the best thing you can do with this broken key. That plus... What was the other item that we were talking about that did that really well? I know it's this list padlock, but the other item was... Oh, the other item we talked about that would have been okay for that would be Dazzling Mirror, but not on this mission. After that, I'll probably have you be a primary focus non-stunner. I'll probably just have you deal with damage for us. I'm probably going to give you Eldritch Slayer's Ring, the Master Crusader, because he's got Hot to Trot, and he can just start a mission off by immediately crushing somebody, like immediately, because he's got the extra damage from the Eldritch Slayer's Ring. I might even go as far as to give him the Holy Cross here, which is extremely, extremely on flavor. Give him the Ethereal Crucifix, and give him the where'd it go? I took it off him when I clicked Auto Sort. Where's the ring? I'm blind? Why did it go up here? Nothing else did that. That's weird. Alright, and then after that we'll have... well, we'll put those right back on. They're going to be right here. So it's not... Oh, no, they did sort. Why are you doing that? Padlock of Transference, and the other one was that Locket. I don't know. Is this sorted by class? That must have been what I did. Sort by rarity. Just go ahead and sort it real quick. And then... I don't really have any great items for you. I mean, the Hunter's Talon's a good start. I didn't realize. Yeah, I already had an Eldritch Slayer's Ring. Alright, we'll give you the other Eldritch Slayer's Ring, because you're going to be hitting our 3rd slot. You're going to be the only guy that can reliably hit 3rd slot, so every fight you're going to try to kill... You're probably going to stun the back slot and then kill slot 3. Our Bounty Hunter is who I'm referring to, okay, if you can't tell. And after that, Sacred Scroll seems fine. I don't need to develop any additional stress on her. She's already got 40. I don't want to bring Junian's head. And then I'll probably even go as far as to give her, like, Solar Crown or something. Now, you'll note that I'm not bringing the things I like bringing. I'm not bringing the extra survival guide, extra scouting chance, all the other stuff. I'd like to. I just don't know if we have, like... I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can. I don't know. I could just, like, not bring the Sacred Scroll and instead just give her, like... Is it worth it to bring Bill Seer Stone just for that purpose? I don't think so. I like the Seer Stone, but I don't need it. I don't need that much. I'd rather make sure that we can... Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely would probably want to bring this Solar Crown, especially considering that we're going to be up against this stupid thing from the stars if it spawns. I think it's been literally following us. I wonder if there's something in the game for that, too. The last 3 times... One of those was in this episode, but the last 3 times I've seen the thing from the stars, he spawned right on the location that we had the extra resolve and extra damage on that location. Like the special mission, because we just had it happen up here with like the silence and the grips. Hey, go away, dude. I'm just looking one more time to see if there's anything at all. Just a quick, yeah, there's no items I care about. I do want to go do the Miller, but, oh, actually, we got some more shards, yeah, but we spent some of them, so we don't actually have the shards we need. This might be a good time to go ahead and buy the Survivalist bonfire here.
Alone in the woods or tunnels, survival is the same. Prepare, persist, and overcome.
Yeah, so a medium tier mission here. Now I can actually consider spending a little bit of money on developing their quirks that are their quirks. The one time I say quirks and it's right. Their camping skills here. It's like no money now. Zealous speech is probably what I'll do. The second we sleep, it's probably what's going to end up happening, because if we go up against the thing from the stars particularly, I'm going to need that stress relief. Minus 15 stress, and then all companions get minus 15% stress for the next 4 battles. It's wild. And if we can trigger this before the thing from the stars, that'd be insane. That'd take a lot of luck, but that'd be crazy. We really like to have planned takedown too, but there's no guarantee we're going to actually see it, know that he's coming either. Plus, it only works for himself. Kind of sucks. This is going to be really good. Wait, hold on. I think the Abomination is religious, right? Because he has absolution. I'm pretty sure he's religious. So I think we actually had 3 people on our team. We certainly have 2, but I think we had 3 people on our team that are religious, which will make chant and pray particularly way more potent. So we actually have a pretty good combination of things going on here for stress relief. So that'll be 3 on this. Do I have any ability to remove any, like... You can stop the nighttime ambush. You can with Zealous Vigil. You're afflicted. Yeah, okay. Psych Up's cool, but... I'm gonna be honest with you, Psych Up is actually insanely good. I don't know. Beast Hater, Manslayer. This dude is trying to kill everything but the thing we're trying to kill right now. God-fearing and nervous. Hopefully he locks God-fearing. Wouldn't that be nice? Alright, I feel pretty good about this comp. I think we can go. I said that. I still haven't leveled up his stuff. I said I was going to, and I hadn't done it yet. So we're going to take these 2 for sure. And after that, I guess I'll take Absolution. He has access to all of his abilities at the same time. Like, he does. But I'm never, and I repeat, never going to switch forms in this mission. Like, the goal is not to switch forms. So I'm only going to level these 3 things, because he can stun, he can puke, and affect a lot of enemies in the game, and then he can constantly use Absolution and heal himself up if he needs to in a critical situation. So he's got all he needs. He can just sit in slot 2 and stun and puke, and that's all he has to do. The other people, though, are already maxed out on their skills, right, that I'm going to be bringing with us. I need to switch. Prescott is not going to be using Elimination because this ability cannot be used in slot 4, so that's essentially a wasted slot if I don't do it now. I mean, there's a potential chance that she gets to be switched with some other random person, but, you know, by like some kind of a surprise situation, but now we're manufacturing perfect case scenarios to make things work out. Well, I did lock somebody, right? Yeah, I did. All right, let's go. Okay, let's just go grind out, you know, a boss fight here. Hopefully we either see it immediately or we see it at the end, because, you know, I'd like to be able to kind of compartmentalize when we fight against this thing. All right. Oh, we gotta... What is this? Oh. random bot or something trying to advertise cheap views or some crap on. I'm good. All right, I think I already unlocked. I like this stand tall. Minus 15 stress, remove mortality debuffs. That's really cool. I love that. That's really cool. All right, so stress is our biggest concern here. We're on a medium mission, 12. You extra. This is probably fine. We've already got a lot of feed. Yeah, I clicked a lot more than I needed to. It felt like I was like, wow, that's a lot of clicks. Nope, it's because we started with some, right? You start the mission with 8. You start with 8. That's incredible. I was thinking it was like 2. 8 food? That's a lot of money, guys. Because, I mean, that's 150 for 2. For 4, that'd be 300. That's 600 gold a week. It's just giving you the 600 gold a week. This doesn't seem like a lot, but that's a lot of money. That's crazy. I'm happy. That's a medium mission, so I want to make sure I bring an extra 4, right? That's great. We don't need that many holy waters. This is a cove mission? Yeah. We do bring more shovels here. We bring our torches, which I've already done. I don't want to bring 8,000 of them. Plus, I already have 2 guys on my team that increase the torch level. We don't need more than that. We've got everything we need for the bare necessities that we need. A few bandages is fine. A few anti-venoms is fine. Not really needed, probably. Really is probably not even needed. We certainly will take our medicinal herbs. 3 of those is always probably warranted. 3 skeleton keys. That's it. I don't really need anything else more than this. Yes, lazy eye, so can't use all this execution. Or you said accusation, not execution. Accusation. Reading is hard. Hello. Oh. Hey, John, what's up, buddy? It's like you're here right now and Steven has stepped out for a few seconds. I can see in the chat right now, I see like I've had 3 different people in chat, all people I know, and it's really, oh, actually, no, it looks like Steven's here. Looks like there's 2 people here, so that's so funny. I got John and Steven both in the chat. Both my good friends and also mods. It's funny. See if they both like have a mod war struggle and see if they can ban each other. All right. Oh, I got a new monitor, huh? Okay. I'll drive by later or something. Maybe tonight or something. It's the weekend. Maybe I can stop by and see what it looks like. Is it 4K? You have 4K set up, right? Because I think you said you have like a 5080. Okay, I think we're good. I think I'm ready to go. I'm getting hyped. I'm excited. Let's go fight some random things, kill some stuff. All right, I don't think I'm just a paranoid. I'm gonna miss something here. Food, shovels, anti-venom, bandages, medicinal herbs, skeleton keys. Yes, we got those. We don't need much holy water. We got our yeah, we're good. 4K OLED 240 hertz. Yeah, you got it. You got the stuff.
The smell of rotting fish is almost unbearable.
I'd love to have something like that, but no. But see, you say I need one. But do you have any idea how bad 1440 is over 1080p when it comes to like when I stream and I record local videos? I record on my camera the video for my webcam. It takes me like 40 minutes, sometimes 50 minutes, to transfer my video feed from my webcam over to my computer because we're talking videos that are sometimes three hours long. On a 1080p, it's like 15 minutes. On a 4K situation, I guess it would, no, never, what am I talking about? It's not making the camera 4K, I'm stupid. Ignore me. Fair enough, maybe I do need to get one of those. I still don't know how good it would be though, like because it might mess with my stream because the upload and coding might just get bottlenecked. It struggles sometimes whenever like the quality of what you're doing is so high, is too high. I don't know. I'm not sure. Ooh. Every tanky guy in the entire game's in this mission right now already. All right, try to stun this guy immediately if I can. Does have a higher chance of stun? Yeah, we'll stun the guy that can be stunned easier. We'll have you stun somebody here. I might actually bile. Puke on these guys. and I'll remove this guy's armor so that the Crusader can deal like a lot more damage to him. I could also just stun him as well. Just stun them all. Just stun every person on their team. We have 4 dudes on our team that can stun. That's so funny. Sure. Yep, Sea Breeze is disgusting here. Healing for 10. Get out of here, dude. Come on. Alright. We'll do it again just to make sure we can clear this guy because he's already got like very low protection. Now I'll just do mostly true damage to him here. You caught him again. Get the point across here. Yep.
Grievous injury. Palpable fear.
Hasn't done anything. I mean, first hit on our team is a crit for 20. You got it, dude. Yep.
Decimated.
Yeah, first attack on that guy insta-kills him because we just stripped his armor twice. Stress wave's okay, that's fine. Alright, that guy's stunned. I'm gonna ignore him. Let's remove his armor here. And then we'll stun the guy, I think, that can still hit us, right? I might actually heal. Take some time to heal up a little bit here.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
This is so funny. Manacles can only hit this guy. You can't hit the front guy, but it's gonna hit him anyways because if he's gonna take the hit for him. No, hit me instead. I mean, sure, if that's what you want. I'll do it. All right, remove some stress. Heal somebody a little bit here. Maybe I'll do it to her. She needs the stress relief more than he does. Okay. Let's be done with this. All I can do is what I can do, dude.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy.
More stress.
All.
This stress, man. Get out of here, dude. We'll just hit him for damage. What we can. Maybe a promise of success. We don't know that. You don't know that. Okay. We walk this way, I guess. Get stun locked, yeah.
A fortune.
Extra food's cool.
Waiting to be spent.
I don't know. I'm gonna switch for the Onyx here. No, never mind. It's the Jade. It's an obvious pick here. I guess I could also just get rid of the Holy Water. Holy Water's always like a kind of a throw-in anyway. I'm gonna keep the food. I have the stack of only 2 food, and I could just eat those and get rid of it, but I've just been getting hunger checked so much today. They love to throw these at you at the beginning of the mission. They like increase the chance that you get, you know, the Crimson Curse and have one more thing to balance. They love it. Let's just try to stun this. Yep. 5,000,000% chance to dodge. All right, remove this thing's armor so we can hit it for raw damage here. Did I miss it? Okay. Trying to stun the stupid mosquito. All right, just try to kill this guy. I missed with the armor removal, which really sucks. It's a pretty low chance of that it misses too. Yep. Yep.
Dazed, reeling, about to break.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, heal everybody.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Please die. Mm-hmm. I can't stun him. He has like infinite stun resist here. He's got 1 health. Ugh, I hate that. I dodged. That makes me feel a little better. Use this guy first. This guy always gets to go first. It's atrocious. He gets to go first every time. All right. He's at 1. They're all at 1. All right. Are you actually kidding me? I puked on both of them and it didn't deal damage to the one that had 1 health. Please just die.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Get off my land. Alright. Better. Alright. I might Absolution here. I'm not gonna stun him, and I might as well remove some stress when I can get rid of it. Heal everybody. Let you hit him. Oh,
Obliterated.
okay, that's good. I was gonna have the Crusader remove some stress, but that works too. Ooh.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
I think this is a stun amulet over Jade situation. It's just worth more money. I'm not gonna take the blood because we have no precedent to need it. Nobody on our team got affected by it. I'm gonna take the deeds over the bandages, I think. I guess I could do it over the anti-venom, but technically speaking, the anti-venom has a single use in the mission, but it only heals you. It's like a health pool that heals you for like 4. It's actually like really abysmal how little it heals you to carry an item for that. It's kind of bad. Let's just take what we're taking here. All right, we're not going to use any torches until we get clear back. That's why I haven't lit any more torches. All right. This mission actually is really unfortunate on how it spawned. There's all these weird twisting turns and you have to kind of like walk back, and there's our first random hunger check. We still have hunger checks, even if our food is more effective. We still have the hunger checks, but at least the food is like
the light, the promise
not
of
as
safety.
Oppressive as it was before. It's not as expensive to bring with you. There's a trap up here somewhere. I see it. You can remove it. He has a 100% chance to remove it, so yeah. Oh, great. This curio, if we use, what was it on it? I can't remember what it was. This curio, if we use medicinal herbs, will allow us to remove a bad quirk that we don't like. Does anybody have a quirk we need to get rid of? All right, she's got like 18. Now, here's what's gonna happen. There's a 1 in 4 chance that she's a mercurial. 1 in 4. If it chooses any of the other 3, I'm happy. I prefer it takes curious or the yips. 50-50 chance. It takes one of the 2 I hate. 75 or 25% chance it takes one that I'm okay with it being gone, but it's also a locked one. I didn't really want it. But if it takes Mercurial, I'm gonna be like, this is gonna get rid of 1. Let's see how the luck falls. If it gets rid of Mercurial, guys. Yep. It was how it was always going to happen. This comp is awful to fight against this crew. I'm just gonna use Judgment and try to kill the guy in the back. And let her just take care of the guy in the back while the other guys strip the armor off these guys up front. This guy has 75% armor. I'm just gonna remove it right now. And let somebody else kill it. And just play this smart. And crack the armor. Just kill him. And then we'll take care of the next guy.
Cleansed from our lands.
Now he has only 30% blight resist. So we're gonna puke on him. Good.
The slow death, unforeseen.
This guy does a lot of bleeding. Like he'll hit you and then he bleeds you, and then he stacks bleed over and over and over and over again. We dodged it, which is good. All right. All right. I'm here. He has like a low % chance of being stunned, but he can be. I might just start throwing stuns at him. We've got such a critical mass of stuns. Okay, you're just gonna dodge my ability off of a 9% dodge. Shut up. See, our abomination has a very high probability of stunning him, so I'm actually gonna just wait until his protection is all the way to the lowest. I'm gonna take a second off and remove some stress. I'm gonna let our guys do what they do, which is like remove all the armor from them first. Remove all that armor first. And then now I can just crack him like a juicy morsel. Sure. Oh, crit for 3. The stress is not, you know, trivial. Hit him for a bunch here. Let's go. And then I'll have you just heal the whole team, because then you might crit. We just want to use her heal.
War can be healed.
And just crit as often as possible. This should just kill him. Took him to 3. Pretty close. Alright, now you'll absolution. Heal again. He's just gonna die on his own turn. I don't need to do anything. I'm gonna have to act.
Is a rarity in the fevered pitch
No, we even got a little nice extra opportunity to remove some stress here. It's good. And you'll notice, like, I've essentially trivialized the part of the mission that requires us to worry about the lights, because both of these characters are spamming light abilities. So, or torch light is a problem in this mission, or at first look it would be, because we have such a weird, winding, stupid hallway setup. It requires us to walk back and keep walking back on the same locations, but we're actually okay. I'm gonna walk all the way to the end and then use up what's in my inventory first.
Another misfortune.
I'm not gonna loot until we come back. It's generally a good idea to not loot until you're headed back anyway, because then you don't have to worry about like making as many decisions early. Why is he in death's door? Oh, he was bleeding. Well, that's annoying. It's not that big of a deal, because that's not what I'm really using him for here. Give him 1 health here. I didn't realize that. That's okay. Okay, random hunger checks. I didn't realize he was bleeding still. That's my fault. Just talking, didn't see that he was low on health. Sure. 10 damage, just raw. You got it, dude. All right. Stun the stressors. Get that torch a little higher again here. Yep. Okay. 2 crits in a row.
Unbalanced.
Please. I know you're gonna throw a crit, so I'm gonna hit you now before you get your little cute little. You're gonna get to crit too. I'm not gonna allow that. We don't need 3 of them in a row. All right, just start stunning people. Then hopefully you can just outright kill one of these guys, maybe.
Destroyed.
See, that's where this extra ethereal crucifix and Eldritch Slayer's ring comes in. He just kills someone. He's gonna be using absolution for the next 10 minutes just to stay alive. Absolution. Get rid of some of that stress. Let's go. I can use finish him and just kill this guy.
Eradicated.
And then you can stun the next one. And then we'll take the full amount of damage. Oh. 11. Just a casual 11. Die, idiot.
Their formation is
It's a casual
broken.
11.
Maintain the offensive.
That's fine. You got your duty. Just keep on removing that stress and healing. Stun him this time? You gonna work this time? Cool. Very low percentage chance to dodge that stun. It's surprising you dodged it the first time. All right, I'm gonna just mark you. I'm gonna let everybody get a whole round of extra heals off. You need to use that when you can. Heal, remove some stress. Yep. All right, stun him again. Just cheese him with stuns. Whatever, dude. Oh wait, he still has a 50% resistance to stun. I should have known that. That was my fault. I mistimed my... I was thinking I had stunned in the round before that, so that actually was pretty reasonable that I didn't stun him. Alright, this is the round where he's going to say, stop playing with this one and take him out. Look at all this extra stun. Look at this. I'm just trivializing the entire mini game of like all those extra stuns. Don't care. Don't care. Sure. Yep, that's fine. The cool thing is heal still works from every spot. Stun him. Don't care. We still haven't got a warning. We need to stop taking this one, or we need to start taking this guy seriously, so I'm just going to keep removing stress and just ignore the minigame. Don't care.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Now they're going to complain. Yeah, stop wasting your time with them. Oh my god. Stop wasting our time with this rabble, and then he just decides that we're going to get stressed out about it. Oh, shut up. It's dumb. I can't target with this guy. Incredible. That's what happens when you get Eldritch Pulled. Just in this guy.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Game, man. Alright, get you switched where you need to be here. And then after that, I guess here, it's probably better just to take things like this. Maybe like, oops. Maybe like this. I don't really care about the bandages, of course. The Onyx is, you know, a speculative early pick because maybe you don't find a lot of gold, but 500 gold is better than 1 Onyx. They're the same they're the same financial value, but over the course of the game, you're more likely to find gold than you are Onyx. I could also camp here, but like I said before, I'd like to actually, like, camp on the way back. If I could avoid it. I also have a full... Oh, I have a full stack of crust here. I didn't even see. What am I doing? Is that better than, Huh. That might be better than the medicinal herb. No, I think I have to bring the medicinal herbs on the off chance I find, like, a fish. For food, since the game decided to hit us with a Rhino Hunger check 1 second into the mission. Literally, like, one room into the mission, it was like, hey, Hunger check. Cool, dude. I'll just switch this with food, or with money here. This is worth more than the money, I think. Because a full stack of this... Like, if you think about money as worth, like, a full stack of this, these are both full stacked. Then half of 1750, right, is 800 plus half of 150, so you're looking at 875. 875 gold is the equivalent of 12 crests. So we've got 6 crests, we'd need 875 gold to be equivalent. So this is about the same. The crest, I'm sorry, I mean to say this is more than the same, like the crest is worth more. The 6 crests. I could just drop the torches and switch to the gold, but that's the whole point of coming down this hallway. I was trying to, like, or the whole point of, like, not using torches all the way down this hallway, so that way I have them on the way back. But then at that point, I'm going to be running out of... I'm going to stop thinking about this. I'm just going to take what I have here. I'm fine with what I have. We're going to come back. I'm not going to worry about what's there yet. We're going to ignore all these things for now. Oh, man. We only have one more shovel to speak of because there's an obstacle right there. This mission sucks. This map that we've generated sucks. It's got 3 long hallways it requires to walk down entire pathways and come back on them. It's disgusting. 2 invisible guys? Alright. Alright. I can't see them because she doesn't have the stealth removal because she's in slot 4. I didn't bring it. Alright, this guy has actually pretty low stun resists. But he has really high armor. So I'm just going to try to stun him and let the... Oh, well, we got lucky. I'm going to let the bounty hunter focus on removing his armor. And I can beast bile and I'll still hit him.
Precision
I can crit on him.
Power.
Remove that armor. We don't need that armor. Get that out of here. Oh, you're stunned. You're stunned. Stop moving. Crack him. Decent damage. Not incredible, but decent. Good start. Extra damage? Yeah, so we need to hit him again. We need to end this guy, like, right now. Before he starts hitting for a lot. Just dogpile him. Stress wave's annoying. Alright, and then from here, health is not an issue, so we just try to, like, stun the guys that are keep on adding stress to us. Really, like, the problem that we're having right now is
a singular
stress.
strike.
Creating twice is really cool, though. Seeing all that stress get peeled away is really nice. Kill this guy, please. 14? Oh, no. I should have done a lot more than that. Sure. 8 bleed. Just an absurd amount of bleed. Yep. Get out of here, dude.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Get out of here. Alright. Oh, sea breeze? That's fine. Crit 18? Oh my god. Alright, this guy's gonna bleed a lot over the next few rounds, so it's probably the smartest thing to just heal it off of him. Kind of offset it. Because we don't have a meaningful way of removing the bleed right now, or we just don't have it. I'm gonna stun this guy. He hasn't taken any damage yet, really, so... And then I guess I can stun him, too.
Press this advantage.
Kill him with it while
no
stunning him. Nope, you're stunned. Chill. Now we'll just remove some stress from people. I'm gonna stun again. randomly here, so I get another opportunity to offset it with the heal off of the guy. Remove the stress. Heal him. And then I'm going to use the Crusader to attack. That way I don't get hit by another random set of stress because the game decides to stress us out over nothing. Okay. I'm not toying with anybody. My guy just decided to miss. I'm not toying with anything. Oh my god. Sure. It's actually pretty nice here. We get a... Yeah, I'm toying with him now. Because now I get one more heal here. Awesome. Let's heal the whole... Actually, yeah, let's heal the whole team here. Great. Now you can remove stress from him, and then we can kill him with the manacles here. That worked out real well.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Kind of an awkward situation here. It's probably the firewood. I mean, I don't want to. I gotta not take the firewood, right? I gotta not use the firewood. It might just be like one of these random other items, like a Book of Holiness or something. No, actually, hold on, no. 3 deeds is the same thing as 3 busts. They're equivalent. So 3 deeds is the same thing as 3 busts, so actually I don't really need to trade these out. These are staying. These are staying. These are staying. I could drop the Medicinal Herbs, but again, that's like essentially an admission that I'm not going to be able to beat the mission, because I also haven't found a fish, so I probably won't be able to beat the whole mission. I just haven't been lucky enough to find a fish. I'm just going to have to start bringing 2 stacks of food, because the game is it really likes to hunger check me. I mean, it hunger checks me perpetually. I don't really care about the money so much, do I? These are all good items, but like, whatever, I guess. I'm gonna drop this. It feels real bad, but all right, let's walk to this last room. Okay. Leave this. No, don't take it yet. Curious crap. That's
Wealth
fine.
beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
All right, nothing in this room. There's a giant fish, but we can't do anything with it. Not one fish down that entire hallway. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to make it through another 2 hunger checks. All right. All right, so you're gonna take this now, although it sucks. But what? I thought that was a buff. Minus 12 dodge till can. Well, that's all right. That means this is one more reason to use our sleep when we get a chance. Okay, you're just gonna, on the way back, you're gonna look at all of these yourself. Okay.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Okay. We're not taking that though. I'm just gonna take the money. We're bound. Yeah, I was gonna say we're due for that random hunger check that loves to lurk. I mean, we've only gone through how many rooms now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 rooms because we had to backtrack because the game chose to make this mission as windy and backwards roading. You have to kind of go back on your own mission. You have to walk back. I'm trying to say it chose to make it as difficult as possible. So now it's an easy choice. We're not going to be able to keep the firewood. It's gone. Easy choice. Which, you know, sometimes it happens. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, yep. Make sure you look at all of these. We're gonna walk out of here with a lot of crest. That's nice, though. We will probably have to leave if we get hunger checked at any time in the near future. So just be aware that happens. It's just because it happens. All right, cool. Trap spawned right when we walked through. That's cool. I want you to know this. I want to make sure everybody knows this.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Curious is a 25% chance to interact with any curio. She just triggered it 4 times in a row. In a row. That's a 1/4 to the 4th power chance of that happening. Just so we're clear, that's a 1 in 64 chance that happened. And it did. Sure. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna go for the stun again. It's probably not gonna happen, but oh, the crit's cool.
Blow.
Yeah. We win some, you lose some. We got rid of the stress, but we didn't get the stun. I'm gonna stun him though. This will stun him.
Impressive.
Because he has an enormous chance of stunning. Just an absurd, right? He has a 70% chance of not being stunned, this big crab guy. But with the items that we have combined here, this manacles item, or manacle ability, has a 120% chance to stun. Plus these two items of an extra 20 plus an extra 35%. So that's a total of 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 175% chance that it'll stun against 70. It literally eclipsed it by 5%. He had a 105% chance he would be stunned. He was getting stunned. It was going to happen. Yes, sir. All right, remove his armor here. Crack him. Break through that big eldritch crap. That's a nice dodge. That's opportune. We needed those dodge right now because that guy being in the back, that little snail being in the second slot or third slot or whatever that is, it's kind of a bad game for us because actually I could probably just double attack him. Because between him and the Crusader, I don't need to do another mark when he's going to deal extra damage to Mark. The choice was I could just mark him a second time, which I've done in the past, or just try to just kill him outright. And I went for the kill. Nice. Blight is so... Look at that. 4 damage per round for 3 rounds, and he's only got 5 max health, or 7 max health. Never mind. I was wrong. I guess then... I can't stun. I'm just going to attack the guy in the back. Just kill him. 4 health. Oh, he died from blight.
Victory. Perhaps
Yes.
the turning point.
Awesome. This is gonna go well. All right, we're good. That blight was big. The reason that blight was so important was because it stopped one of our guys from arbitrarily getting, bled right before the fight ended, which would have just like 8 bleed when we leave the fight and just put somebody on death's door like we had happen earlier to this guy. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna heal people while we have a chance here. Also remove some stress if I can get away with it too. Yeah, he's just gonna blight himself out. He's gonna die in his own. Remove some stress. Oh, we got all of them? We got to use all of the stress relievers? Look at that.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. He is a literal snail. Him going last makes a lot of sense. We're probably just gonna go ahead and accept that we're not gonna be able to deal with a long-term mission and just start stacking crap here. What do we got here? This goes here very easily. Oh no, it's already stacked in a stack of 6, that's right. Do we take this over, like, because these other things, these 3 things that are left in our inventory, like, look at the map. There is an obstacle, so I have to keep the shovel. That's going to be gone soon, and then I can keep the skeleton keys. Honestly, I might just say the heck with it and just not take this.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
I was trying to get as much ground as I could on that torch. Okay. Okay, I don't like this. The big postulant thrall in the back, like being back there so it's hard to kill him before he explodes, is really obnoxious. All right, I'm gonna try it if I can, just to stack damage on him right now. Just do as much as I can to him in the back and puke on him. I guess I could shovel him, can't I? Maybe I can pull him forward. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, cool.
The ground quakes.
56 is nice. Oh, and 3. Okay. Things are looking up a little bit. I'm gonna stun this guy. I could puke here. Nah, it's not damage that's the problem. It's the stress. Let's get rid of the stressor before he activates 65 more stress abilities. He loves to just be like, stress. Use holy water on it. Oh, you're talking about this? Are you talking about this, or are you talking about something else? We might be talking about a previous thing in a previous hallway. Sorry, I might not have seen it before you said that. That opportunity might have come and passed already. Sure. Man, they're going and going and going. Well, just a casual 12. Yep. Nice dodge, though. Alright, let's remove this guy's armor. Let's have you puke on these guys. Let's have you heal the team. The crit is nice.
Vertical precision.
Did he say vertical precision or surgical? It sounded like he said vertical. Alright, what's his armor? A lot? Let's just kill this guy. Oh, right, because he's got the protective thing on him. Alright, kill this guy. Get out of here, dude. He's gonna go. Yep. That's okay. Just a casual 13. Alright, let's just heal. This guy's gonna die on his own. I'm gonna take a round off. Heal. Let's heal just you, I guess. Who needs it? Pretty bad. Remove some stress from... Honestly, it's probably the Vestal, even though this doesn't do any healing. I want to remove some stress.
The way is lit. The path
You're still
is
alive?
clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
That guy survived with 1 health. Alright, dude. Well, it doesn't really matter because you're not protecting him anymore. So, he's just gone. Now we can actually... That's actually great. This worked out great because then he sticks around long enough to let us sneak in some mixture of stress relief. That worked out really well. Remove some more stress from people. Looks good to me. And crit. And the crit. Alright, and then I guess I'll just heal everybody. Everybody has full health. We're actually at a point now where we might be able to survive through a hunger check and just ignore it and not care. Wow!
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Okay. I'm just gonna drop this and take the shovels and press. What does this do? Oh, that would have been nice to know on her. I would have given it to her. I would have given it to him, man. 30 stress relief. That's good to know for the future. Okay. Let's push. Last shovels here. We have 2 shovels left. This is so funny. We're still pressing. We have no food, have nothing. But we have 8 million gold. Yep. Just like me. Nothing inside. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Look how we've survived through all this despite everything. That's so funny. We really just need to go through 2 more rooms and we're fine. Yeah. We're gonna make it. We're gonna beat this mission despite everything. Ah, yeah. Sure. Yep. Okay. This chick loves just open the box. Let's get this done. All right. This is like team capture a crest. Look at how many crests we got. What is going on? This is like a whitening commercial. What the? No, 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 no. Actually, I might. Sure, whatever. We're going up because that'll guarantee that we can get the last few. We should win just off this one room, I believe.
A shard of alien malignity.
No. No. Not interested. We're gonna try to win off of going down this room. I'm not fighting against the thing from the stars. Not with this level of stress. We're gonna chance ourselves in this hallway instead. I can actually bring back the light in this room too, so. I'm not interested in fighting the thing from the stars, the end of the mission like that. No, sir. I could probably just kill this guy, like, really, really quick. Yeah, between him and the Crusader, we're fine. The thing from the stars spawning in the middle of the night at the very end of the mission was peak horror movie. Peak horror movie. No, sir. I think this last room is enough to get us to the end of the mission, so... I just hope the last room doesn't have another fight in it.
Exposed to a killing blow.
Okay, little... Oh, all right, Gary. Gary's over here trying to... Miss?
The horror.
Yep, he's gonna go over the edge. Well, he's real close to it anyway. Let's remove that protection. Let's get through this. We're about to finish this sucker. I'm just debating on whether or not I want to switch forms to just end this guy real quick. Yep. This guy's got 75% protection. What do I do here? Is it better to heal, or is it better to just try to deal damage? This guy's gonna take... Oh, he's just gonna die. We're okay. We're fine. Let's heal.
The wounds of war can be healed.
Yeah, the thing from the star spawning there was seriously wild. I did not expect that. Okay. Well, we're fine. But we are gonna trigger the stress at the start of the fight. Yeah. That's alright. Okay, this changes things to the degree that we might still be able to beat the thing from the stars now. Him being courageous is insane as a role here. That's crazy. I don't think I'm gonna chance that though. Let's remove some stress here, just to remove it. There's no reason. This guy's gonna die anyways, just from a chill breeze, or a cool breeze here. Yeah, you're dead. Yep, that's fine. Remove some, get rid of, give us our torch back.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
A torch, some extra money. This jute tapestry just is an immediate replacement over the 2 emeralds. We could... This is 1,500 gold. It's more money than what we have here. Problem is, if I go into the room and then I find a chest with like 600 gold in it, and then it goes over the top of this. Now we're talking about like, this is the cutting of the margins of the margins. We're fighting over nothing here. I could drop the stun amulet. I've already got a copy of that and just get raw money. But if I sell the stun amulet, it's already worth 1,100 gold. Commons are worth 1,100. These are both worth more than 1,100 gold already. Raw sale value. I think it's like 1,600 or something like that. Because they're uncommons. I think. We'll have to find out. If I'm a little bit off, it's not that big of a deal. You know, I might even just drop like a stack of something like a crest or something I was thinking about, because I want the extra money to start like rolling, and I can always go get more crest later. More money now is more important for the long term, and then the crest I can always earn later on. Oh, what am I doing? Well, that changes things a bit. I already had a stack of gold, and it was not filled. Okay, it's more palatable to drop it now. Check this room. We should win. This should be it. Sorry, thing from the stars. I think I'm done. I don't have to fight you, and there's no reason to do it. I'm gonna think about it for a minute here, but I don't think I need to fight it. I mean, I could fight it. Let's say I go fight it. If I beat it, what do I get out of it? I get a rare item that could theoretically replace the stun amulet. I get some random crystals that replace the Book of Holiness. I don't even think it's worth it. Nope, we're out of here. See ya.
Despite its morbid aspect, this twisted, cavernous maze seems almost traversable.
You can't even see. You can't even see what we earned. It's like, it looks like a glitch. That's 72 crest. Okay. Yeah, that mission really worked out well for us here. Okay. What'd you walk away with? What'd you get? You got some sickness. Oh, Clotter! What an incredible thing that is. That's great, Scott. That's a great thing to roll for like the later game. That's good. And a quick reflex. This mission, wow, went well for us.
All the decadent horrors I have seen pale in comparison to that final, crowning thing. I could not look, nor could I look away.
I'm gonna go ahead and just remove the diseases that I acquired. It looks like just the one, and then I'm starting to creep up there on money. I might even actually, now this is probably the right time to kind of go through and pull some extra items, sell them off, so that I start rolling extra money. You see that? That was a gold. That was a, look, a rare item. It's worth 20. Oh, that's a rare item. An uncommon item. Look, it's worth 1,500 gold. It's worth a stack of gold. So we'll go ahead and sell these singletons that or these multiple copies that I have, so we can start rolling extra money. Should have done this earlier, but I didn't think about it. So probably just sell these too. I don't really care about that. I haven't used Witch's Vial in a long time, and I don't really see a world where I'm ever going to use it. This item is entirely eclipsed by the Blasphemous Vial. The argument can be made that you could run that with the Blasphemous Vial, but it's very rarely the case that I need that much additional stun on the Plague Doctor. I almost said Witch Doctor. The main reason is because the Plague Doctor's main claim to fame is being able to like deal with trash mobs, like weak dudes in the back 2 slots, and being able to like stun them and then blight them and stun them and then blight them, just kind of rotate through the things and just completely control them. This character's not very good at overcoming huge amounts of stun resist. And that's one of the things I think is often a thing that players don't understand about the game. Most people think of stun as like, oh, this character can stun 1 person, this person can stun 2. Stunning 2 is better than 1. It's like, no, there's verticality of stun, and then there's like wideness of stun. If you can stun 2 people, that's obviously better than 1 in a vacuum. But the Plague Doctor can almost never stun a boss, because the maximum stun value on this ability is like not that high, right? 110% base. This one's 110% base. But then if you have somebody like what we just saw, I literally use Theon. This dude's got so much stun with his extra items, he just stuns bosses. Like, he'll stun a boss. And I think a lot of players, I've seen a lot of people be like, oh, you can't stun a boss, or like they don't think that you can, or they just don't even try because it doesn't seem like, it just seems wrong. Like, you shouldn't be able to do that. It feels like you're cheating the game. It's like, no, it's not. You're thinking about it like from the point of view of using your Plague Doctor. Yeah, if you could use the Plague Doctor's ability to stun it, it would make the Plague Doctor's stun ability insane, because the Plague Doctor being able to stun 2 people, that's that character, that girl's like whole thing is I can crowd stun. But a crowd stun shouldn't scale vertically, it should only scale horizontally. It can hit multiple people, and it can stun those who are weak enough to be stunned by a small blinding light, but not enough to stun a big, tall, gargantuan creature, whereas Theon can stun that thing. And I say Theon, I mean Theon's the name of my abomination, as well as like, you know, a crusader who just has this giant sword, hits him in the head. It's like, yeah, he can't stun a whole crowd of guys, but he can stun a giant hulking thing. But yeah, I think that item, that little Witch's Vial thing, I just don't see a world where I need that. Now, you could make the argument, well, that makes this item even better, though, because now the Witch's Vial actually increases plus 15% stun skill chance across 2 bodies, not just 1. It's like, it's a total of an extra 30% stun resist across 2 bodies. That's like a higher... So this item actually reads plus 30% stun skill chance across 2 bodies if then there's 2 targets, because it's 15% on both of them extra it's helping with, which does make it a little bit more... I'm talking myself into liking the item now. But I was just thinking about items I'd be considering culling. That's why I'm thinking out loud of what I don't like and what I do. As far as other items, and they're in this list of items I'd consider getting rid of, there's nothing here that like I necessarily think needs to be culled. But there's nothing here that I'm like, if I didn't have it, I wouldn't be able to live without. So it kind of makes you wonder if you should get rid of a few of these. These are what I was talking about earlier. The Blight and Bleed Amulet are quite literally the reverse of each other. I like the symmetry of that. It's probably the heavy boots, plus 40% movement resist. I'm just not a fan of that. I don't care about it at all. As you can tell, I don't really care about move resist in general. I think it's actually one of the worst stats in the game. It very, very rarely matters. Plus 20% protect, I guess, is all right. I mean, the whole idea behind this is, you know, I have like I always want to say Highwayman first, and it's definitely not the Highwayman. The Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter up front, you throw this on him, and it's like, yeah, that's fine, I guess, but there's way better things you can do with him. And you can essentially ignore the minigame of like movement in this game half the time or more by just rolling with characters. Like, have at least one character in your team that can move themselves. I guess I've talked about that a lot with the Crusader. Like, the Crusader getting moved to the back slots, like, who cares? I'll just, you know, just always make sure, just be disciplined, carry Holy Lance no matter what the mission is, and you'll always be alright. But I think this item can be pretty well sold. And this is getting us closer to that $100,000 goal, which is kind of my thinking here. Manslayer's Ring, I'm kind of saving for a rainy day. Like I said, I'm trying to be prepared in case that one mission pops up that's like, oh, the wolf's at the door. I think that's the name of the mission. There's a mission called Wolf's at the Door where a bunch of humans try to attack your city, and then you have to go kill them, and if you don't, you like I think you literally just, a few of your guys die. Just straight up die. There's no, like, opportunity to fight because you were a coward, you decided not to fight, you guys die. Protective Padlock is going. I don't need plus 15% protection on my Abomination, probably ever. If I was ever going to use that, I'd probably just use Barristan's Head for plus 20% protection instead. And that plus 20% stress on top of that is essentially a non-factor too, because all that extra early game, think about how powerful Barristan's Head is over that padlock that gives 15% protection on the abomination. It's important that we're talking about the abomination because the padlock is specifically only used on the abomination, so it's a fair thing to compare it to. If I have the abomination and I use that padlock that gives 15% protection, and then whatever the other minus was, I'm going to be generous and pretend it didn't even have that minus. Imagine if it just said plus 15% protection. I think it had like -1 dodge or -1 accuracy or something. I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was -1 speed. It's definitely not -1 accuracy. I know it wasn't that. This item is better even with the plus 20% stress across the board, even if this said like plus 20% protection instead of plus 25%. The reason is because in the early game with the abomination, I can essentially have him be up front and just be this giant hulking health battery that can ignore any damage that's being thrown at him. And anytime he gets hit, he just keeps getting hit. He doesn't care because he's got all this extra protection on him. And he's like changing forms, right? Stressing people out, whatever, switching forms. He's stressing himself out a little bit. He's taking some damage, but then he heals because when he switches forms, he heals. So that makes protection even more potent, right? So the abomination, especially in the abomination like Hulk form, is actually more powerful with more protection, right? You can say, well, every character is more powerful with more protection, but what I mean is he heals and kind of offsets like the damage that he is taking. Then you add on top of that when he switches back into the other form, and this is where it really gets good, he can use absolution to remove stress and heal again and keep on ignoring the Barristan's Head malice of the plus 20% stress. He can completely offset it. Barristan's Head is an incredible item, a really, really good item. And on the characters that want to roll with it, like the Man-at-Arms, there's not very many replacements. I've talked about this quite a bit. Man-at-Arms, honestly, the Dream Trio, I would love to be able to roll with Barristan's Head, Tough Ring, and then slap on an Ancestor's Bottle on top of that. Then he's rolling around with an extra 25% health, an extra 25% protection, and he's also got an extra 10% protection, extra 15% health. Does less damage, but just will never be hit by anything. Now we're joking though, because that's 3 items. And I mean, if we could just keep stacking items on people, give him the garlic, then he just can never be bled or blighted. Just a big old tank, just never takes any damage. It's funny. But I really do think that item's much better. And these lower tier items down here like this, there's just not a lot of opportunity for them to shine anymore. There's not a lot of like, and that's okay, because what that does is you might think, well, that really sucks. Those items have like no use. I have talked about how I think it'd be really cool if the designer of the game and like there's already a sequel to this game, but if there was a labor of love update, kind of like how Terraria and other designers for games sometimes come back and revisit their game and add extra content, like a what if thing way later. If I could add one thing to this game, as I said, a few things. I talked about how I would change like how gems stack and make it so they kind of stack in a pyramid shape. Like the lower tier gems, like citrines, can stack in stacks of like 12, and then like the rubies can stack in stacks of only like 2. And as the game progresses, then getting that one blueprint that increases how they stack. The geological study hall, you can increase that. And then after that, the other thing I was going to say was you can look at the other things I said I was I would kind of correct, or if I could fix anything. Sorry, I read the chat, it threw me off. In talking about oh crap, I lost my topic because I read what you were saying about the sequel not being as good or whatever. I still haven't played the game, so I'll reserve my judgment until I play it myself. But yeah, no, anyway, I was just trying to say, like, in general, like, there are certain little things like that could be fixed, like, things that you could add to the game to kind of make them slightly better, and I think that would be one of the things, whatever that thing I was talking to him about before I lost my train of thought. That sucks. That's okay. Anyway, let's look in here and see what I got going on here. Accuracy Stone. None of these are items. They're all commons. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about items, or trinkets. Yeah, so trinkets I think would be cool, too. I think just like the geological, not survey, geological study or whatever it's called, this geological study hall, making it so that like you could stack things in a triangle or a diamond shape, like citrines being stacked in stacks of 12, all the way up to rubies being stacked in stacks of 2, I think would make a lot of sense, because then something like this, you could make it like, instead of gem inventory stacking increased by 1, which feels really stupid, like in general, it's like, okay, so the gems I already stack in stacks of 5, I'm gonna now stack in stacks of 6, and the gems I don't ever bring with me ever, I'm just gonna ignore anyways, because it adds very little value. Like a citrine only stacks in a stack of 5, only brings 1,250 gold. If I bring an extra stack, or an extra 1, if I have 1 additional citrine, it goes up to 1,500 gold. Whoop-de-doo. Like, why would I ever do that? Now, Jade gets a little bit better. It breaks 2,000 finally. And, of course, Onyx gets a little bit better, but Onyx are so goddamn hard to get, it seems like, in multiples anyway. And they're kind of in this unfortunate little spot where it's like, you know, if you get multiple, then you can actually get a lot out of it. But like a stack of 5 is real hard to get. That's 2,500 gold. A stack of 3 is already hard to get, and that's only a normal stack of gold. But then I bring two emerald, then I'm like really, I'm always going to see. I saw 2 emerald in the last mission, just randomly, you know, 1 box, 2 emeralds. It seems like they happen all the time like that. You're going to get 2 emerald a lot. So I think emerald is the best thing for this, but I think it'd be better if instead this geological study hall had some effect where it's like gems have like a 5% higher chance of being found in boxes. Additionally, all gem stacks are now increased in how much you can carry them by 50% of their minimum or maximum or whatever, right? And then I said retool it, change how many you can stack in the base game to 12 citrines, so that way that double or that extra 50% makes it you can stack them in stacks of 18, which is, you know, you'll never get more than, you never get 12 anyways, but you know, then you add in that extra increase, the chance of finding them. You could theoretically, like, you know, add some things into the game. Maybe like you could add some quirks like gem finder, you know, geologist, whatever. They have a higher chance of finding things in certain loot. There's a lot of things you can do. Now I'm almost kind of like, this is making me think about modding and stuff. Actually, I had somebody on Twitch the other day, I was talking about all this stuff, and they were like, man, you have a lot of ideas, like you should make mods. And it's like, do you play with mods? And I said, I haven't played with mods yet. I'm interested in all that other stuff, but I promised myself I wanted to play through the series and beat the game vanilla. I don't want to beat the game with mods until I beat the game as it exists, as it was intended to be played first. And it's something I think would be really cool, though. That building should have raised the stack to 10, honestly. You could do that too, but again, like I said, it just kind of makes the, it really doesn't matter. Like as I was saying before, it's kind of trivial. The reason I was saying, if you can make it say 20, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change which gems you're carrying and you're not. That's my point. You're never going to carry citrines home. You'll carry jade occasionally. You'll carry, if you get onyx early, you're happy to carry them around and hope that you get 5 or get 3 of them. Occasionally you'll get stuck with 2, and that's okay, but if you get 4, you're real happy. You'll carry every emerald you see, especially early game. You'll carry every sapphire if you find that. If you find a sapphire or ruby early, you'll take them, and then you might even drop. I drop sapphires, and I will drop rubies. If I see a single emerald and a single ruby, I'll take the ruby. If I see a single emerald and a single ruby in the early mission, if I see it midway through the mission, I'm taking the emerald. If I have no choice. And you'd be like, why? Well, because if I'm planning on finishing the rest of the mission out, I guarantee you I'm going to find another emerald before I find another ruby. 99.9% of the time. It's just going to stack more. You're going to end up with more things. On the other hand, if you increase the stack to 10 and made it so you could stack 10, it's like, yeah, great, you have an infinite ceiling now. You could just bring as many gems as you want. It doesn't matter. At that stage, you might as well just say, I can have as many of any gem as I want on every stack. Okay, great. So does that change how many citrine you're willing to bring home? Nope. Still not bringing any citrine home. You could say, well, actually, now I'd stack it to 10, like you were saying, though. It's like, yeah, I get it. But what I'm saying is, if I made it 12 citrine, 10 jade, 8, you get my point, onyx, and then step down, then there's actually a cost to taking a ruby. Because if you have 2 ruby, you can't get a third. But if you take like 2 citrine early, you know I can stack this all the way up. And there's actually a push pull where you're like, okay, quality over quantity. And you actually have to make a choice, a meaningful choice. It's not always take the ruby. It's the best. I find that very boring. But what this could then do is you pick the geological study hall. You don't even have to, if you adopted what I said for the base game and changed it to that, then you could actually just go in and say, I'm not even going to increase the stack. I could just leave that in the base game alone. The 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 stacking that I was describing. And then you could just make the geological study hall, instead of doing what it does, just say, you know, every treasure chest in the game has a 50% chance to generate 1 guaranteed gem in addition to its normal whatever, and it's a random one. Right? That makes every treasure chest even more exciting to open. It wouldn't be hard at all to do something like that. But anyways, I was talking about that, and I was also talking about, similarly, like the other things I would kind of change if I could change something small about the game. I was talking about the items in the game. I got a splinter. Hey, I got it. I was talking about the items, and I was saying in a previous episode, I think it would be a good idea if they change the way Splinter... I just did that. If they change the way that items leveled, or like items obsoleted, became like
weaker to the degree that they are, like we've been seeing. This game does a good job of making it so that like these lower tier items still have use as the game progresses, that you can sell them. But the reality is you really don't have a lot of justification because there's not a minimum or maximum ceiling on what items you can use on guys. I don't have to be level 6 to use a very rare item. I can use a very rare item on a low tier guy, which actually feels really rewarding because it's like, hey, you know, little occultist, hey, little highwayman, you don't have to struggle so hard like I did back when I was a kid. Here's a little toy and you're gonna, you know, very be happy because you can kind of like have an easier life than I did. That's all cool, but one downside of that is it makes these lower tier items actually worthless outside of being sold. So what I was suggesting is making it some kind of an alchemy system, which would also be on point and, you know, thematically cool, where you could like, you know, put them together and do some things or whatever, and like have them combine, like 5 common items combined to make 1 uncommon, and 5 uncommons combined to make a rare, and 5 rares and you know, combined to make a very rare. And then maybe later in the game you could also make it even more of a sync. You could say like you could use any 5 rares and any 1 very rare item, any 5 rares and any 1 very rare item, to re-roll all of it to make 2 different distinct very rare items or something like that, to kind of like, you know, keep on like making it so you can eventually collect everything or whatever if you're having trouble finding a few items, or I don't know. I don't know if you'd make it, you might cap it and make it so that you can't get ancestral items this way. That way they're still they're more special. But I just think that would be a cool thing to do, because that's one of the only kind of core gripes I have in terms of the items. It's like, well, later in the game, a lot of these items don't even get the chance to get used, and I find them, and I don't even get the chance to try a few of these things. But the reality is, you could completely throw my argument out and say, well, that just makes the game more or have higher replay value, right? If you've never played the game, somebody else that's never played the game starts the game off, they might get a totally different set of starting items than you, and they just have to kind of learn how to adapt, and it kind of makes it fun for you to restart, because then you never know what you're going to be randomed. And to that, I would say that can exist without changing my core argument that late game you can still make it so that the items combine to make it. I mean, those 2 things could you know, still coexist. But I do agree that having these items, you know, be so, there's such a large number of items that makes the early game super wild, which is fun. There's so much variance early, and I've talked a lot about how important, like, good game design, variance early is good. Variance late game, not so good. You want less and less variance as the game progresses, because the more and more variance in the game early, the more like the player gets to kind of shape their story. But then as the game progresses, there's less and less variance. Then it's like the player kind of owns their variable past that kind of like change the way they play the game, and kind of all these wild things happen early. But as the game goes on, you learn the systems. There's less variance, and you can kind of you might have started over here, but you kind of slithered towards the center. You might have started over here, but you kind of slithered towards the center. You don't want to get to the very end of the game and then, like, you know, a crit lands on a crit, something rolls, this happens, three bad rolls happen, you just lose the game. That kind of thing feels really bad in the late game. In the early game, it's okay to have that kind of stuff happen, and it's actually pretty funny because it can make some very, very memorable things. What sucks is if you get 6 or 4 level 6 dudes, you go into a final mission, you get 3 bad rolls in a row, and you just lose the game. That feels a little bad. So. But anyway, all right, so looking at what we have here, I've kind of talked a while for this. I'm going to kind of look and see what we have in the wagon. We have no items worth talking about. Let's see if we have any new characters. Clutch Hitter's funny, but not really useful here. Perfectionist is bad. God-fearing's fine. Nah. Thick Blooded's good. Hilarious in this character, too, considering this character has 8,000 blight resist. This character's literally like, no, dude, you will never blight me ever, 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 ever. It's actually funny when these plague doctors always seem to be obsessed with corpses, or bloodthirsty, or some kind of crazy fear of mankind. This guy must be this plague doctor specifically must be a mortician. Likes playing with dead bodies, and he's afraid of people. He's thick-blooded, you know, he has no blood in him, he's just filled full of embalming fluid instead. And he's a night owl. Dude, this is literally a mortician. We get the morticians, this plague doctor here. That's funny. Let's change his color, make him all black. There we go. I'm not going to buy him because he's not really worth it. There's no real reason to take him. Risk Taker's great. Tippler's great. These are 2 really good bad quirks to roll. I might take this character just off the back of that. If these lock, I'm super happy. Winded's are also really, really good. Ciciomania or Citiomania, I don't know how to pronounce that word, but Obsession with Food's not that great. On Guard's good. Hippocratic's kind of weird on this character, but On Guard's real good. See, I love on guard on characters whose entire purpose is to kill one thing right now. Dream Hellion build is hot to trot on guard, right? And then maybe something that increases the chance of, like, there's that one ability we looked at earlier. It's like 5% chance to crit on any attack or whatever. Melee abilities have 5% extra chance to crit. All of those would be insane on a Hellion. Just gross. These are actually pretty good. The Hippocratic is kind of cheesy, but on guard winded, great. I'm all for those two things. So if I were going to take this character, I would lock on guard and then remove Sidiomania and then just go play with the character. If I thought about taking this character, who knows? Fear Beast, this character's unplayable. So we got one decent one here. Hold on. No, that's right, we had two. We had the Arbalest as well. Okay, so let's look and see if there's anybody here that's worth actually dropping for that. I don't think there is. We got a pretty tight cast now. Unholy Hater, God-fearing. Okay, God-fearing, Unholy. Actually, this it's probably her. Common is pretty common. It's actually an interesting name. Common. It's kind of an interesting name. This would be an easy trade for, like a 1-for-1. I'd be fine with doing this. This level 0 one has Tippler and Risk Taker, and this one has Unholy Hater, which is okay, and Ruminator, which is no, it's not good. So this character has like a C tier okay, Unholy Hater's okay, but God-fearing is. I want to unlock God-fearing. I don't want to lock Unholy Hater. I'm okay with having Unholy Hater until I find something slightly better. Ruminator is not good. But this character, though, has like 2 bad good quirks, and I am 1,000% more enthused by seeing bad good quirks lock early. And then I can just take my time developing whatever good quirks happen to come through. This is an easy upgrade.
Another soul battered and broken, cast aside like a spent torch.
Now from here, wait, it was this one, right? How do you pronounce that name? Crevecure? Crevecure, I'm gonna say Crevecure. These French names, man, are destroying me. Is this game made, was this game made in like France? I mean, I understand that the aesthetic is like that Victorian England kind of macabre thing, and so it's probably leaning into the names of the time and the location, perhaps. But my God, these names, it's probably that would be a mod I would want to change. I want these names changed to something a little bit easier for me. They don't need to say Mike and Bob. I don't need them to say that, but like some of these names are just hard for me to, my uneducated American mind, to say. Do I have anybody in my party still? Yeah, let's get these guys out so I can actually like sort by class and get an idea of who I can actually drop. Okay, so we took this Hellion because she had Natural Swing, which was solid, and Scattering, which was solid. These are both good things to lock. This one had Winded, which was good to lock, and Quick Reflexes, which was good to lock, and then a bunch of bad. This might actually be the person we drop. This Hellion, she's level 2. Don't get me wrong. But she has bad. We want to get rid of bad healer's not as big of a deal, but we want to get rid of Curious 1,000%, and we have here. Over on this side, we've got a on guard Winded right away. I can get rid of Hippocratic, or I can lock on guard and remove Sidiomania, and then we've just got one bad good quirk that's like certifiably likely going to be like this is going to get locked. Winded will get locked if I take her and get rid of the level 2. She's got Winded as well, but she's got Quick Reflexes and Winded, and then a bunch of other junk. So this is going to take us weeks to get rid of her abilities. But there's an argument to be made. I could just straight up have all 3 of them and be okay with it. The question is there anybody else who I'd prefer to get rid of over that? We've looked at these guys quite a few times, talked about them quite a lot. Maybe this is the right time to do this. Maybe it's time to drop this Man-at-Arms, because he had, as I said, he had Ashen we didn't like. He had Eldritch Slayer we did like. He had Germaphobe we don't like. Missed the Spot we don't like. Unquiet Mind's the only thing he's got going. This is probably the drop. Right? Or am I wrong here, actually? Am I wrong? No, this is 3 weeks of removals. 3 weeks of removals and an Eldritch Slayer here. Yeah, this is 3 weeks of removal plus one week of... So a total of 3 weeks. Because remember, you can lock and remove in the same week. So this is 1 good week, 3 bad weeks is what it represents time-wise. This represents three weeks of work, right? Risk Taker and then 3 bad weeks here. Actually, bad healer's an instant lock on this character, so this is only 2 weeks of work. You lock bad healer, you lock risk taker, then you get rid of these two, and then he has no good quirks. So this is 2 weeks of work. The downside is he doesn't have Eldritch Slayer. This has Clotter, which you lock that, you lock Compulsive, no, I'm sorry, you lock Deviant Tastes. So this is 2 weeks of work. You lock Clotter and get rid of Compulsive, and then you spend the next week getting rid of Automatonophobia. And then this character now has 2 good bad quirks locked, and then yeah, you could spend a lot of time in the cove and remove all the bad quirks. Yeah, I guess you could. I just don't really see any real reason to like keep this character, or to keep 3 of these guys around, and they're all mid, right? Risk Taker's fine, but it's probably this character is who you drop, right? It's just for me, it's more of like an argument of time spent. Like, the thing is, these 2 characters both have all 4 or all their abilities unlocked already at level 2. This character has none of them. But this character does have Clotter, which is very good. Very, very good. This character's not really a damage dealer, so like him having Eldritch Slayer is kind of goofy. I don't know. I think this is the guy we drop.
Slumped shoulders, wild eyes, and a stumbling gait. This one is no more good to us.
And we can take this Hellion. She's got Winded and On Guard. She's just objectively a better pick.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
And then after that, I think I'm gonna pick a class who I have very little representation of, like I've been doing, and try to lock a quirk on him if I can. Sort by class. Pick somebody who I don't have a lot of representation for. Wow, this is the same Hellion 3 times in a row. Let's change them, change their look a little bit. That's good. At least make them look a little different from each other. My God. So in terms of like low representation, clearly, oh yeah, I forgot. Mariscot, like here, Marisco is how I was pronouncing it before, like escargot, you know, or whatever. Thick Blood is a good roll. It's solid. Range skill here, like this is, she's got some solid things here. We can probably just like ignore her though safely for a little while because she's on 2, which means I can use her for a boss if I would need to later. Although there's no tier 2 bosses anymore. What am I talking about? Never mind. We took them all out. I say tier 2, I mean guys who are level 0 and 1 and 2 can fight against the green icon bosses are defeated. She's probably on it. She probably could have been the person I dropped, I'll be honest with you, over the Man-at-Arms. But I had 3 sets of Man-at-Arms. I didn't need, or 3 different sets of Man-at-Arms. I didn't need 3. But she's probably a pretty easy drop here. Unerring is not good. She's half her abilities are melee. Nocturnal is not good. Torch is above 75. This is bad. Witness is fine. So I guess it's not, I mean, it's not unplayable. It's not useless. And she does also have all of her abilities unlocked, which saves us some money. That's kind of nice. All right, he's our level 5. This is probably somebody worth talking about here. He's got no good abilities, but he has locked 3 decent bad things to lock. Like Deviant Taste is totally okay to lock. Minus 10% damage if the torch is below 626 is essentially irrelevant on this character because we're very rarely going to be below 26 torch. And even if we were, he could just use Hound's Harry and ignore the damage loss because he's already dealing almost no damage on that ability and just rely on the bleed. And then Tone Deaf is funny because he doesn't care about the Inspiring Tune because he's got his own Cry Havoc to remove it. These are actually pretty good locks, but he just hasn't locked any good quirks, which is kind of annoying. He's got Twilight Dreamer, which is actually kind of funny. Oh yeah, she's probably gone real soon. Look at the, what are you doing? Like, you literally picked the worst quirks you could, and we're just like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's lock the worst quirks we can. I'm not even gonna like remove her stress. She irritates me so much. I'm just gonna let her sit and think about her decisions. All right. Why did you lock Fear of Unholy, dude? Why'd you do that? That's okay though. He is probably the go-to obvious one here, so we'll take him. I like this guy because he's got a clear line, right, between Eldritch Slayer and Fear the Unholy. If I take the actually Photomania is what I meant to say. If I lock these two, then after that I can also remove Misses the Spot and pick Eldritch Hater, and then he's got 2 locked very good quirks and a complete slate, completely new slate on his bad quirks. It's a good place to start. I could also, if I'm going to do this a few weeks in a row, or do Miss the Spot instead to start, because that's less money, that's more snowball on the money that we save for this round. I could be sold on that. Is Anscott? Anscott didn't have a... Oh no, Anscott was our... He doesn't have the Crimson Curse, right? Yeah. Alright. I'm going to start locking 2 people with quirks at a time once we hit 100,000. I'm just not going to do it until we hit that point. Alright, where are we at on blacksmith stuff? Yeah, I can't do that yet. How about guild? Very close on the guild. Oh, training regimen. Reduces the cost of training a skill by 10%. Yeah, we'll take that. Oh, we can do both.
Every creature has a weakness. The wise hero trains for what she will face.
Alright, now we're at a point where we have... Everybody can train for very low cost, which is great. Awesome. A boss that we're not doing because I am not interested in going for another Sacred Scroll we don't need. Alright, I gotta know what Lost and Found does. Town events, Darkest Dungeon. It's gotta be whenever you find a random thing, right? I gotta know. I'm just irritating. I keep seeing it come up, and I don't want to spend a whole week doing something. Lost and Found. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's terrible. That's not even very descriptive of what it does. Lost and Found is you get 1 free weapon upgrade back in the city. I remember the first time I ever did that mission, I literally thought it meant that every single person on your team was going to get 1 free weapon upgrade. That's what I thought it meant, which admittedly is absurd. But 1 upgrade is not that good either. It's like, even if the person's level 5 and you're like maxing them out, it's like 3k gold. It's nowhere near as good as like some of the other things you can get. Okay. We now see our very first ancestral item rolling as a red mission that's long, a champion level mission. We have no business ever doing this mission right now, but it's worth talking about because this is where we're eventually headed, right? So this is the Ancestor's Portrait, plus 50% Resolve XP and plus 10% Stress. This is the item you seed into your game as a designer to say, hey, we need an item that helps people level up fast, right? That way we can catch somebody up. Let's say we play through a few missions, we lose one of our Vestals and we don't have any healer, and our guy's like irritated because he's like, man, I have to spend all this time leveling up another Vestal. This will help them level up faster. In my estimation, this item is one of the worst items in the game. It's god awful. It's cool. It's cool to collect it, but no. The reason is because leveling somebody up super fast is not necessarily a good thing. And there's a few reasons why. The first one is, obviously, you're not using a different item that could help your character during the missions, which themselves could probably help them level up faster. I understand you can make the argument, well, if you're just bringing your guys along to help level her up, it doesn't matter. You know, she doesn't need to do the damage, or he doesn't need to do the damage. That's not how it works. I can't bring 3 level 6s and 1 level 0 to a mission, right? The level 0 will just flat out won't do the mission. They'll just say that they're not ready for that mission, so you can't drag them along to some mission that's way above their level and help fast level them. It doesn't work that well. It doesn't work that way. Second, when you fast level somebody, that's less chances for them to develop good quirks. Third, when you fast level someone, that's less chances over time to like use them for like things like antiquarians, like gain value and stuff. That's a little bit, let's not use that as an argument. The other two are strong enough on their own, and that third one's a weak enough argument that you could probably use that as the attack point of my overall argument. The first two are pretty solid, I would say. I don't like fast leveling because I don't get the chance to develop good quirks. I don't like fast leveling because you can't fast level in this game the same way you would on something like Diablo, where I could just jump in a game and I got 3 of my friends that have played the game and no-lifed it for 10 years. I haven't played it ever. I jump on there and they can level me to 60 in 5 minutes. It's not the same. You can't do that in this game because your characters will not join missions that are above their threshold and their abilities here. Money Paul. Oh, I didn't see your comments here, Steven. Let me read those over here. What you're saying here. I apologize. The Money Paul curls. They released a new DLC that changes all the names to American inner city common names. Okay. Please no. Every character on my team gets a broccoli cut. All right. Could just spend lots of time in the cove and clear the backwards. Oh, I did see that. I didn't see the comment before that. Nah, it's just the one. I don't know what you mean by it. No, it's just the one anymore. I'm sorry. I might have missed what you were saying there before that. All right, let's look at the others here. Oh, there's another focus ring. That's always good. We could go do that. Picking up another. Who's bummed out about that? Not me. Look at this. Another a boss I'd like to go do, the fortifying garlic with the old thing from the stars hanging out. He hangs out on the bosses that I want to go do. That one's not as much of a like I really wanted to go do that mission. That's more just me doing like confirmation bias to prove my point. I don't really want to do this mission, so if he was actually going to be somewhere I didn't want him to see, or I want him to be this week, it would be the ruins. I don't want him to be near this focus ring, which is probably going to be our target. Lost and found, free weapon, or armor upgrade. Yeah, it's just one. Yeah, no, it's bad. Alright, this is where I'm going to go here. Get some guys that are level 3, level 2s, whatever. Level 4s, if that's all I have. Go do this mission, then I'm going to go start working on the old freshman classes, I call them sometimes. What do I have for actual people on my team by level? Oh wow, I can't do this mission. I got 2 level 4s, a level 3, and a level 2. I don't think I can do this. Oh yeah, these guys are super stressed out. No, that's out of our range. We're gonna have to go do a level, like a lower tier mission. That's okay. We can go do a commander's orders, get this item. We don't even have this item yet, so we can go get that. It's not as exciting as some of the other stuff we've been doing, but that's all right. Yeah, just go do a wheel mission. Give our Prescott and Theon and people some time to kind of catch their breath. Bondville, how are you doing, buddy? You're stressed out, but nowhere near as much as the other guys are. I'm not gonna spend the money on it either because you cost a lot to go send drink. Nah, just let you hang out. You'll get over it. You'll get over it over time. The noise we could send you though. You're only gonna gamble, right? Yeah, only gamble. And the rest of the characters will just kind of mod to it. How are you? Yeah. Actually, I probably bring this character with us. She developed Night Owl in the one mission we took her on. That's funny. All right, 3 hours and 20 minutes here. I don't know who's in the chat right now. It's probably John and Steven. I think I'm gonna stop for just a little bit. Come back in about like an hour, maybe or so. I just want to get up. I've been playing nonstop for 3.5 hours. John, are you still in the chat, buddy? If you're busy and you're not in the chat, that's fine. But I was gonna drive over to your place just for a little bit, say hi, see your new monitor, and then I'm gonna come back here, sit down and play some. But I just wanted to get up and get out of my apartment for just a little bit. I've been sitting here playing for quite a while, so I'm gonna get my outro real quick, and then I'll just pop by and say hi. And Steve and I will be back on for most of the rest of the evening, just so you know, in case you want to watch or whatever, or talk. All right. Well, that's gonna be it for me for the rest of this evening. I'll probably come back and play later, probably an hour or so, but I am going to take a break. Just mentally, it's good to kind of reset, step away, mentally kind of get some exercise, better for decision making in general. So, but yeah, I appreciate you watching, and I'm going to go ahead and plug my other channels and stuff just to make sure, in case you're watching this on VODs, which I've been noticing actually. I've had some people watch my VODs. I had a guy literally reach out and say, I watched your first episode, I've watched the next few since then, and I like your long-winded talks about the game, and you don't bluff that you know things that you don't know, you just say it as it is, and whatever. That was kind of encouraging, so that's kind of cool. So I'm going to give my outros, because there are people finding out my channels and stuff through my VODs channel, which that's cool. That's kind of part of the goal, finding it through either way. So yeah, gonna give an actual outro now. I kind of talked a lot about other things other than the actual outro, so that's gonna be it for this episode. I will likely come back in a bit and continue, probably an hour from now. But this episode went pretty okay. We had some close calls, but we knocked out the thing from the stars. I about had a second one that would have been interesting for some highlight clips, but I was not about to fight a eldritch monster in the pitch of black when every single person on my team was above 75% stress when we had a enormous sack of gold. There was no reason for that, so maybe a little bit less exciting overall, but much more intelligent long term. So, but if you like this content, if you like long form stuff where I'm kind of talking and chatting chatting in the chat, as well as like interacting with people on both Discord. I could have picked anything. I picked the wrong one there. If you like me talking with people on Twitch or on YouTube, you can head over to the Blue Titan Space Gaming Space VODs and subscribe there. That's where I'm going to be uploading my long form content, talking to the chat, talking to people, just talking at length about strategy, what I think about the game design, all kinds of other topics. But if you'd like to see like more high octane, faster, highly edited, quicker highlight level videos, the kinds that are kind of more gripping and interesting, and you can bite-size eat them or watch them, consume them in like 15 or 20 minutes, you can head over to the Blue Titan Space Gaming. That channel is entirely for just discovery and fast videos, fast content, catching up because you couldn't watch the full videos over the course of the week. Both of them have their purpose. That one's mostly for discovery. I put shorts there. I put videos that I've edited so that people can kind of get interested, and maybe that'll pull them over up the pipeline, as it were. The idea would be that they would watch shorts, or people might watch a short, then they might watch the regular channel after that. And if they watch the regular channel, maybe that might make them interested enough to watch the full videos. But it's all just kind of me trying to figure out what works and what sticks and what doesn't. But either way, I'm enjoying this, and if you enjoy watching, you enjoy like playing the game alongside me, or like talking about it and asking my thoughts on things, or telling me why I'm wrong, or watching me fail and lose 3 guys to a boss, then subscribe, watch, hang out, jump and chat. Like if you're here, I love it when people jump in my live chats and talk with me. It's always cool. I've had quite a few people. I mean, right now I'm mostly talking with, it seems like, the same core 3 or 4 people who I know really well, but the occasional time I've had some people jump in and it's been really cool, and I've had some really fun conversations with some people. Some people, I have to tell people to not give me spoilers because people get really excited and they want to tell you everything about the game, but that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to kind of experience it myself. I don't want that where possible. But yeah, if you want to kind of play along and watch the videos, and if you're enjoying this, like, share it with somebody, whatever. That's cool. It puts a big dumb smile on my face whenever somebody reaches out and tells me that they're trying a game out because I suggested. That's a good feeling for me. So, but yeah, that's gonna be it for me, and I will see you in the next video. But if you're here for the VODs, I'll see you in about an hour. Thanks for your time. Bye.